of Atlanta Rabbits football right here on AQC TV. I'm Andy Rushing, and
I'm Steve Rushing.
Yeah, along with my brother Steve Rushing, I'm stepping all over here, and we're going to be doing the play-by-play once again tonight for the Atlanta Rabbits. As they're about set to come on the field, cheerleaders setting up the pep line down there, and everybody getting set for the opening festivities. Steve, Rabbits coming off 2 straight losses back-to-back after a good win over Kilgore 3 weeks ago. This is for all the marbles, though.
Right off the bat, first thing we have to look at is the Hooks.
That's right. The Hooks Hornets and the Atlanta Rabbits, probably the 2 largest schools in District 13 3A, are also the most powerful. And it's pretty well decided this is going to be the game who wins the district championship tonight, unless something really weird were to happen later on in the season. So what we're looking at here is a Rabbit team who's got to show everything they're going to show tonight. This one's for all the marbles.
Team has got to do the same thing. Both teams coming off losses from last week. For both of them, it's been the best of times starting out with the first of the season. Going into the last 2 games, it's been the worst of times. Neither one's had a chance to get things hooked up exactly the way they wanted to. Atlanta's had an offensive line that's not played to the par they've expected to. Hooks has been in the same position. The coach has tried several things that haven't worked. We don't know what we're going to see when we're starting out, but it's sure to be exciting.
Oh, and you finally get to see what we look like tonight. Anyway, the Rabbits are going to be, this is actually going to be a classic battle tonight. We got speed versus size. You got a massive Hooks Hornet team coming here. That big offensive and defensive line they've got against the smaller Rabbits, who are known a lot more for their speed and aggressive strength that they've been showing. Coach Scharnberg's had to make some changes on both sides of the line this week. Some injuries caused some of it, and some he just felt that he needed to make a change for the good of the team. We've got about 3 guys being brought up this week to step into some spots from the junior varsity. We got Ben Collins, who'll be number 23, and we're looking at him coming in at either a free safety or a wide receiver. They got him down for both. Cale Melton, the third part of the Melton trio, we're going to start calling the Melton Pot out here, as he'll be joining his 2 older brothers tonight on the varsity, and he'll be slated for either a linebacker position or a tight end. And also Jason Frost coming in to pick up either relief as a linebacker, or he could be moving into the center position to give Donnie Hunt some relief, as he's been going ways we've seen between the defensive end position and the center. So we got some young blood coming in tonight. And last week we saw Mikhail Justice make a very impressive showing at fullback. So there's a possibility we may see him more on the offensive side of the line tonight instead of the defense.
That's right. And as we heard Coach Scharnberg say last week on the coaches show, it's very possible we may see some of the running backs that have been stalwarts, including Everett Dickerson, who may be playing more defense tonight.
All right, so, that's what we're looking at tonight. And the Atlanta Rabbits are getting set to come on the field here. And we've got just a couple of minutes till game time starts. So we're going to take a break. Let's hear from one of our fine sponsors, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff of tonight's game right after this.
Melanie Thompson Insurance, located at 102 West Hiram in Atlanta. America can depend on Farmers Insurance, and Atlanta, Queen City can depend on Melanie Thompson Insurance for auto, life, or home insurance. That's Melanie Thompson Insurance, located at 102 West Hiram, Atlanta. Call her at 796-7403 or 796-5853. America can depend on Farmers Insurance, and Atlanta, Queen City can depend on Melanie Thompson Insurance.
Welcome back as we get ready to have the coin toss tonight. The Atlanta Rabbits seniors tonight out there on the field. 55, Kevin Capel. 54, Chris Kidd, and number 22, Amy Janes, doing the tossing duties tonight for the Rabbits. They meet up with 72 and 63 of the Hooks Hornets. That's Mike Ostman, the tackle, and 63 is Chris Harris, another tackle. Both of them seniors for the Hornets tonight. As they line up in center field, and the referee shows them what's going on with it.
Well, they're asking for a clean game, and there can't be anything else expected but that.
As you saw as they marched up there, all the Rabbits seniors once again marching out in unity. Big senior class for the Rabbits. A lot of young men out there that have come up through the program with Coach Scharnberg tonight. And this is a big game for them.
It's an early test, but, I like Scharnberg's comments about wanting an early test, wanting to go ahead and tee it up and get it over with.
Rabbits tonight, and the Hornets facing off in what very possibly is going to decide the district championship of District 13 3A. And here it comes. And it looks like the Hornets are going to get this one. Hornets going to receive, so the first test is going to be for the Rabbits defense tonight.
And once again, I'll say I hope for it.
And the Rabbits, once again, are going to be getting a test tonight on defense early on. I had a little technical problem there. We're back to it. So the Rabbits get ready for the opening kickoff. Coach Scharnberg's Rabbits senior heavy this year, and this is the beginning of a long district season. Now we've got an 8-team district. They got to play 7 district games. And the Atlanta Rabbits have to get up for every one of them, being the new guys on the block and also being as highly touted as they are to take this district. Every team in this district is going to be ready to come in and knock their heads off, whether at home or away, so there's going to be no walk-through games for the Rabbits. And this one's definitely not going to be. This massive Hooks Hornets team is coming out here ready to play tonight. They've owned this district for the last several years, and the Rabbits are stepping into their territory.
Early on, Andy, I can see we've already got the youngest Melton in the game.
All right. That's going to be number 46, Cale Melton. We got to see a little bit of him doing some junior varsity games a couple of weeks ago. Good-looking young man to watch out there in that uniform. He's going to contribute a lot to this game. I know that's why Coach Scharnberg and even his father, Coach Melton, decided to bring him up. Rabbits football players and the cheerleaders and the majorettes, everybody getting ready.
Adam O'Kale asking everybody to get into it.
Amy James out there in front as the Rabbits get ready to spread out. And we've got number 22 for the Hornets back there tonight, Daniel Weiss.
Hey, number 23, Ben Collins is in here too.
Sophomore for the Hornets going to be handling the receiving chores tonight. This should be interesting. Of course, the Hornets, losing Pat House last year, they had to come up with a replacement. They take it at about the 20. Oh, he's going to be bumped up by one of his own men.
Fumbled it.
Fumble. Rabbits probably picked it, or the Hornets got it.
Yeah, his knee was already down when he took it.
That was 23, Ben Collins, another one of the sophomores brought up, coming there and got that hard lick on him. I know Coach Scharnberg was looking for some more aggressiveness on the special teams this week, and I hope maybe he found it. Okay, so the Hornets pick up the ball. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Rabbit 35 and a half yard line as we start district play right now. That's going to be number 40 for the Hornets, handling the tailback, Jeremiah Trotter, senior. One of the... Oh, there's it. Okay, dump off to the man in the backfield, and we've got Rabbits all over him. That's going to be 53.
Mr. Hunt.
That's right, Donnie Hunt, the Rabbit center, and defensive end pouring in at 31. Another one of those Melton.
Give a lot of
boys
credit.
in there, getting in there and laying some hard licks. Say what, Steve?
I was going to say, give a lot of credit to Melton. Boy, he got in there in a hurry, and if it hadn't been for his containment, Hunt wouldn't have had a chance for it.
Noel checking into the game now for Rabbits. That's an excellent play. Coach Melton's definitely got this defense fired up, at least for right now. Good-looking start for the Rabbits, Steve.
You bet, Andy. We can't ask for any more on first play.
Okay, Hook's coming out of that wishbone offense, which is definitely a power offense. All right, he's grabbed. There's a pitch off. It didn't go anywhere. We're going to look at another 2-yard loss for the Hornets. Who got in there on that, Steve? I couldn't make it out.
I couldn't make it out.
It looked like Mitch Savage got in there. If I missed it, I'm sorry, but that was a good lick laid by that young man right there. Savage and Melton coming out. It looked like Mitch hit him, though.
Yeah, it looks like the quarterback hesitated on it, too. I don't think he wanted to give it up to the last moment.
We talked about this with Coach Scharnberg last week on the Coaches Show. You saw after the broadcast that Coach Scharnberg really liked his speed. Oh, what's going on here? First and 10 now for the Hornets. We missed the penalty. Rabbits being penalized early on here, and it cost them a good stop in the backfield. Okay, Rabbits almost jumping, no flag. There's a fumble at the end of the play, but it looks like it's gonna be picked up by Noel, but the Hornets gonna get to keep it, make it a 2-yard keeper. We didn't get the call on the penalty, but it obviously was a serious one to penalize the Rabbits for a first down, probably a face mask or something like that.
It had to have been some kind of personal foul.
So anyway, make it 2nd and 8 for the Hornets now. Rabbits defense still showing a lot of aggressiveness. Hornets not really making any headway at all on the ground. Also in that big Hornet backfield, Stephen Gooden, number 31 for the Hornets. Number 18, Anthony Wright, handling the other wing back. Hand off to 40, and he hit right there at the line of scrimmage. Light him up. Number 44, Mikhail Justice, and Mitch Savage. We got to give Adam Justice solely, though. Mikhail Justice, he's a man of many talents. He handled the tailback or the fullback position last week and kept the Rabbits in a pretty close game with Mount Pleasant. And
I don't even really know if we can give him any yards on that one.
maybe a half a yard or something, but it's a good stop by Justice. 9:28 to go now in the first quarter. Okay, 3rd and 7. Rabbits in that 43 defense. Justice coming across with the ball quick. He's being chased deep back in his own backfield.
Yes,
and these Rabbits are fired up, ladies and gentlemen. Mitch Savage, Carol Melton, all of them in there on that one. Good hit. Mitch Savage, you see there on your screen, fired up. Middle linebacker for the Atlanta Rabbits, and he's playing that position to the T. Steve, how many plays we got him in there on that now? About 4. So after the Rabbits stopped the Hornets and gave them the big penalty, forced them back to a 4th and 14 now here in the first quarter, and the Hornets have to punt the ball away.
That's right. You see, they're trying to come out with a ball control offense, and they've said earlier today that the only way Hooks could beat us was to control the ball.
You'll see deep here in a moment for the Rabbits is going to be 35, Billy Oliver. Almost a block. Okay, that's going to be off. Oliver is close to it. He's going to stay away from it. Billy scares me when he does that. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Atlanta Rabbits football right after this.
And bugged? Then give Steve or Andy a call at Russian Pest Control, 796-7533. Complete Pest Control. Call Steve or Andy and they'll come rushing to your aid. That's Russian Pest Control. Call them at 796-7533. Russian Pest Control.
Pitch out to Dickerson around the left side. Everett's going to pick up a first down for the Rabbits on the first play from scrimmage. We're going to have to give Everett, if that's not a first down, it's going to be very close to it. Good pitch out, good start for the Rabbits. Excellent defense and offense comes out and nails. I make it 8, it looked like 10. The Rabbits nailed 10. They're coming right back, too. They're not wasting any time with the huddle tonight. Harrison sets the backfield. Handoff up the middle to Justice. Justice got some running room. Justice going to be brought down close to midfield. Steve, these Rabbits have got it going tonight. Big standing ovation for the Atlanta Rabbits as the Hooks Hornets are forced to call timeout early on. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after this.
With today's rapidly changing technology, now we can communicate in ways you never thought possible.
Stop by the Sheridan on September the 29th for a free demonstration of how to expose your business to a global marketplace. Learn how to communicate with over 20 million people worldwide and even do research online from university and government databases. Call today for more information. Cloverleaf Technologies, 831-7133.
Come and let Cloverleaf Technologies give you a glimpse of the future at the Sheridan on September 29th. Be there.
Back to more action. Referee said it. Hand off to Dickerson up the middle. He's going to dig for maybe a yard, yard and a half. Maybe
2.
make it 2 yards. It didn't look like he got that much, but Everett's such a powerful running back. And a little audio technical difficulties here tonight, so if we're breaking off, Dickerson's going to be just stacked up at the line of scrimmage. That play fooled nobody and went nowhere, and the Hornets fans are on their feet.
Their muscle versus our muscle.
Rabbits almost going to no-huddle offense tonight, Steve. They're wasting no time. I guess they're trying to use their speed and size to throw the Hornets off. Harrison on a keeper is going to be brought down after about a 9-yard pickup. And it's going to bring up about a 4th and inches now for the Rabbits. Good-looking play by Harrison. Coach Scharnberg getting those plays in early to Harrison.
It's going to depend on the spot, but no, they're not going to give it to him. They're not even going to measure it.
Harrison's going to be just about a yard short. So Coach Scharnberg talking it over with Harrison on the sideline. There he goes back into the game. Big noise from the crowd tonight. This is a big game for the Rabbits, and the hometown folks have come out to support them. Okay, Amu splits left, Oliver right, Dickerson and Justice in the back. Now that's Thomas in the back. But Harrison is brought down and stopped, and it's going to be a no-gainer, and the Hornets are going to pick the ball up at their own 43-yard line.
I couldn't tell Andy whether he really wanted to get rid of the ball that time or if he was just trying to, if he intentionally was going to go ahead and bootleg it himself.
Coach Scharnberg is going for the quick strike, the dumper right over the middle to Billy Oliver. Oliver cut in from that outside wing, and Harrison raises up, and before he could do anything, there was 3 Hornets all over him. He's brought down. So both defenses making quick starts tonight. Hornets stopping the Rabbits after a very impressive drive, and the Rabbits stopping the Hornets after no drives. And Hornets get the ball back once again. Still in that wishbone formation, single split to the left. Handoff up the middle. Oh, he's going to break it for about
7 yards.
7 or 8 yards. That's number 18, Anthony Wright, for the Hornets. Mitch Savage there. Quip shirt tucked in under his shoulder pads. Even with the stall right there on that 4th down play, Coach Scharnberg's got to be a lot more pleased with the shape his offense is taking than he has in the last couple of weeks. They made some good running plays, and it was a good-looking drive. Up the middle once again. He's going to fall, and he's going to be close for the first down after a pickup of about 3 on a 2nd and 3 play for the Hornets.
It's going to depend on the spot there. He did try to cheat the ball up just as he was starting to fall.
It's 5:48 to go now in the first quarter. Dickerson checking in now for the Rabbits, coming in at that tackle position. It'll be interesting to see who checks out, Marlon Oliver or Mikael Justice. No, he's bringing a linebacker out. He's going to get this one up close. They're coming into their goal line short yardage situation where Justice, Oliver, and Dickerson are all lined up down there on that goal line, or on the offensive line.
And that only makes sense, too, and when they're coming out of the wishbone, it's pretty obvious what they're going to do.
Oh, this team can definitely power it up the middle. Dickerson, everybody making a strike. Did you see that?
Barely.
Everett Dickerson beat the snap. Marlon Oliver beat the snap. Mikael Justice beat the snap. They were between those tackles and through that line before they could snap their eyeballs. Now the Hooks Hornets coach got a big decision. We're looking at 4th and 1 from the Rabbits' 46-yard line, and
do you want to go back and give us the quote that Coach Scharnberg gave us last week?
You're talking about where he'll take speed over size for the rest of his life? So far, it's holding up. Now, Hornets looking at a strong or a hard 4th and 1 here. The Rabbits stopped them one time. Can they do it again? Number 13, the quarterback, Justin Wells for the Hornets, brings them up to the line. Single split. Number 40 gets the call. He's going to get it. He's going to get the ball, but he's going to be brought down by 2 or 3 Rabbits after maybe a 1-yard pickup.
Just barely, Andy. That's one of those where it was up to the defense to read it, but I'll take the fact that they held him with where they did.
Okay.
We may be going to get him.
Did you see a rag hit the ground? I didn't.
I didn't see a rag, but they're going to go ahead and measure it.
Okay. Is it that close? I thought there was no doubt he made it. Maybe his knees went down. It's going to be close. No, he did not make it. Good camera work, Lynn. Good camera work. And the Atlanta Rabbits deal the Hooks Hornets a dose of their own medicine. They're going to take over on their own 46-yard line. And big defensive battle here tonight between the Rabbits and the Hornets. Big defensive battle. Harrison brings the Rabbits back on the field now.
And double duty for Harrison as quickly as they're having to get the plays in there. Almost a no-huddle offense tonight.
All right.
You got number 23 Ben Collins, spread left.
All right. Here comes Oliver in motion. Handoff up the middle to Tommy Thomas. Welcome back, Tommy, for a 5-yard pickup. Tommy out last week with that hip corner, showing no signs of that tonight. Quick strike up the middle now for the Rabbits.
And even if he is feeling some pain, he's just going to play with it because there's no way to get over that.
Anthony Nickelberry coming in at number 65 tonight. He was originally slated as fullback early in the season for the Rabbits. Coach Scharnberg told him he needed to make the change to get him up there on that offensive line. He says he responded real well. So that's one of the changes Coach Scharnberg made. Harrison rolling. He gets a block. He pitches off to Tommy Thomas, who's going to be brought down after about a 2-yard pickup. Harrison, a little bit of delay on pitching that. Good coverage by the Hornets around the outside of the Rabbits offense.
Right, Andy. At least this time, that was a good play all the way around. There wasn't much they were going to pick up on it, but they did manage to gain 2 on it.
Harrison did manage to pick up a couple. So now we're bringing up a 3rd and 4 situation for the Rabbits. We haven't seen that right arm of Harrison tonight put the ball in there. It's very possible. Even though they were brought down on the 4th down situation, they're going to try it right here. He's got the speed on the outside to do it. And any one of his fullbacks or tailbacks is more than capable. We got Oliver at the wing back now. He does a little pitch to Oliver. Oliver's going to come through the line. He is going to be brought down.
No gain.
No gain, or maybe 1 yard. So the Rabbits looking at another 4th and short.
It looks like they're not going to go for it this time. I see Adam O'Kelly coming in.
So we've got a battle of center field here. O'Kelly coming in for the Rabbits. Coach Scharnberg's got the power back there to fake it as well as kick it. O'Kelly just going to put it away. He gets a long driver. This and he just goes. Oh, and it's caught at the 11-yard line of the Hornets, and he's brought out of bounds by number 30 for the Atlanta Rabbits. That's Chad Milton. Another Milton on the team just brought him right on out of bounds. That was not a wise decision by that young Hornet there, Steve.
No, it wasn't, especially since O'Kelly had intended a pooch
and tried to nail a field goal with it. That thing very easily, if left alone, could have just bounced right on out of bounds, Steve. Most coaches will tell their players right off the bat, if it's inside the 20 or the 15, because if you fumble it, it's just like handing somebody a score.
That's right. And bouncing as it was, that was like I said, a designed pooch. It's not designed to be caught.
You see now 2:28 to go in the first quarter, scoreless game. Hornets 1st and 10 from about their own 11. Handoff around the left side, number 40. Going to be brought down after about a 3-yard game. Who's getting up there? Number 30, Milton. Once again, 2 Miltons you see on your screen there, 30 and 31 for the Rabbits. Chad and Cody Milton, both seniors for the Rabbits, do an excellent job guarding those in tonight. Coach Scharnberg's definitely made some defensive adjustments, along with, of course, Coach Milton, defensive coach, to stop that persistent running around the outside of our tackles that we've had for the last few weeks. McCall back over at the left corner. McCall's closing in on it. Oh, good hit. Did you see Michael Justice come from that tackle position and bring him down from behind? Marwin Oliver also in there. Those tackles are unbelievable how quick they are. We got a full pull to the right side of the Hornets line. We've got everything in the backfield coming that way, probably plus a pulling guard, and still our tackles managed to come from behind and run him down. Brad McCall doing a good job of turning the play back to the inside also for the Rabbits.
A lot more intensity here in the first quarter, Andy, than we've seen in any of the past 2 games.
That is a definite. There's no love lost really between these two teams because of some of the things that went on during the preseason. So I'm sure you're going to see emotions get higher as this game goes on. We've got about a minute left to go in the first now. Scoreless game, 3rd and 6 now for the Hornets, deep in their own territory, making about 6 to go. And we're going to get a no-no rag as that clock goes to 0. So that's not going to help a whole lot. That's one thing you didn't want to lose is 5 yards that deep in your own territory.
No, because that's going to put them back with about a 3rd and 11.
You know, saying the Rabbits hold this ball, or hold the Hooks Hornets here and get the ball back here in just a second. They got some good field position. And you just keep feeling like they're just poised to strike on that offense, Steve.
Yeah, you keep waiting at any moment. You know that with somebody like Justice back there, the type of plays we've had in the past 2 games, it's waiting.
It's waiting, and we're waiting for that passing attack to kick in also at just any moment. We got a single split left for the Hornets. Out of that wishbone, it really... Okay, here comes the pass over the middle, and he was wide open. Number 22, Emu James, slips down and left number 45 of the Hornets, Spencer Rush, just sitting out there wide open. And so the Rabbits go from what could have been some really good field position off a punt to giving up a first down to the Hornets. And a whole new set of downs for the Hornets trying to run it across that defense. This is something Coach Scharnberg worried about last week. And I know it's got to be a concern tonight with the size of the Hornets, is that you don't want this defense spending a whole night on this field, because after a while somebody's going to make a mistake or they're just going to run it up through the middle.
That's right, but with their ball control offense, I'm not that concerned about Hooks trying to throw the ball too many times tonight.
Yeah, that's something you really just don't see a lot of out of the wishbone. Pitch off left now to number 18. He's going to be brought down after about a 3-yard gain. 30 Rabbits, it seemed like, in there on the takedown. Hunt, McCall, Milton, number 80, Randy Gardner in there on that tackle. Whole host of Rabbits. You see Gardner and Marrin Oliver there. And that's going to wrap it up for the first quarter of play here at Bivens Tri-Stadium, as the Atlanta Rabbits and the Hooks Hornets are still scoreless. And we'll get ready for the start of the second quarter right after a message from this sponsor.
Champs Pizza, located at the corner of Highway 59 and 96 in Queen City. Champs is the place to go for great pizza and fun. Every Monday and Tuesday night, go by for the Champs Pizza and AQC TV pizza party beginning at 6 p.m. Watch the official broadcast of Queen City Bulldogs football on Monday, followed by Monday Night Football. On Tuesday night, watch the broadcast of Atlanta Rabbits football, all on their new 27-inch stereo TV. Order any large one-topping pizza for $5 from 6 p.m. till closing. Plus, free pool from 5 to 6 on Monday and Tuesday, and from 6 till 7 on Friday. Champs also has a lunch buffet Sunday through Friday from 12 till 2 for only $2.99. Stop by Champs Pizza, located at the corners of Highway 59 and 96 in Queen City.
Win this Gibson acoustic guitar from Musician's Corner and AQC TV. Keep watching, because in every ball game we'll be asking a musical question. Then at the end of the year, all correct answers will be entered into a drawing to win this Gibson acoustic guitar from Musician's Corner and AQC TV. All you have to do is write down the answer, then at the end of the year, send in a postcard to AQC TV, 201 South Pinecrest, Atlanta, Texas 75551. All correct answers will be entered in a drawing to win this Gibson acoustic guitar from Musician's Corner and Hometown Television, AQC TV.
Bivens Tri-Stadium, very start of the second quarter. Atlanta Rabbits and Hook Hornets locked in a scoreless tie after a first quarter of mainly just a defensive battle, Steve.
That's right, Andy, but we look for more.
Hornets give the ball up the middle. Yeah. It's not going to go real far.
I'm going to give him 2.
Hornets coming up on another pressure situation, 3rd down and inches.
I was going to say, with the defensive battle we had in the first quarter, I look for more surprises from Coach Scharnberg, both defensive and offensively, going into this part of the half.
The defense spent a good portion of that first quarter on the field, but they have held the Hooks offense at bay. Okay, 3rd and inches. Rabbit defense, well, surprisingly not, very quick getting through that massive offensive line of the Hornets. And once again, they're back there in the backfield. Missed tackle, but they're still, I see flags. I see flags. It's a good stand-up play by the Rabbits.
Well, anytime you knock
22 James, 23, Collins, one of those sophomore bring-ups from the JV getting in there. Go ahead.
Kind of concerned from where the flag came from. No, they're calling Mitch Savage over now.
Well, it's a hold or it's a face mask, illegal use of the hands against the Hornets. That's going to back them up. And you know they've got to decline this one because they're not going to punt this thing with their offense with that 4th and inches coming up. Fourth down. Well, maybe they are because of the loss. I take that back. I forgot they dropped them for about a 4-yard loss in the backfield. So, yeah, 4th and 3. Number 13, Justin Welch, the quarterback, looks like he's also going to be handling the kicking duties for the Hornets tonight. First time we've seen the Hornets punter tonight, 35, or second time. Oliver back to receive it. This is a poocher. It's going to drop at about the 50-something yard line. Just keep the Rabbits away from it, and it's going to be great field position once again for the Atlanta Rabbits.
And number 13 there for the Hooks Hornets is punting his number.
He's punting his number, 13 yards. So a good break for the Rabbits tonight. And they get a chance once again. The offense needs to get out and drive this ball and get that defense a rest, Steve. We've got some men going both ways, I know, but the bulk of this offense is going one way, and they need to get as much rest as they can. This is going to be a long, hard struggle, a lot of ball control from both teams, and players are going to get tired. One thing I can say about Coach Scharnberg's teams, they are always in impressive conditioning and always able to go to distance. Oliver coming in motion across the backfield. Here's a little chunk to Emu James. Emu's going to take it, and he's going to be across the 45-yard line of the Hornets before he's brought down in a solid hit by number 19, Bradley Moore, the Hooks Hornets. We heard that one up in the press box.
Yeah, that was a nice 9-yard pickup. That's what, ever heard of a quick opener? That was a quick opener.
Just looking at the crowd up here tonight at Bivens Tri-Stadium, looked like we got a few umbrellas coming out, a few sprinkles starting to hit. But that's not going to stop these Rabbit fans. There's still people coming in the stadium. Parking, always tough here at the stadium. Very tough tonight as we open up the district. Thomas and Dickerson down in the backfield. Harrison looks over to throw once again. He airs this one out. He just overthrew Emu James. Now, Steve, it looked like Emu just kind of pulled up on that and he couldn't judge the ball. It was a good throw by Harrison.
It was a design pass route. The receiver has to know where the passer's throwing it. The passer has to know where the receiver's going to be.
It didn't work.
Well, you got to look at it this way. These guys practice in the daylight.
That's true.
You got lights out here. They're having to look up.
And Emu pulls up a little bit, but it still is a good throw. Damien was out there all by himself. 23, Collins split right for the Rabbits. That thing went nowhere up the middle.
I think he made it.
I think he did.
Yeah, I think
we're going to get the spot. Oh, yeah.
He gave it.
Oh, that's a good second effort by these backs tonight. And Rabbits getting a big relief tonight with Tommy Thomas back in that backfield. Mikael Justice, capable of going either direction. But I know they're going to want to keep him on defense as much as possible with his power and speed. Tommy Thomas also a fine running back for the Rabbits. James and Oliver splitting out once again. Thomas and Dickerson in the backfield, and we're going to get some flags. We had this happen last week in Mount Pleasant. Flags. Did someone come off? We had a problem with this last week.
Yeah, they called it on us.
That's twice I've seen this happen. Them calling a play before the team even gets to the line. They're calling an offsides on the Rabbits. It must have been one of our linemen or a receiver inadvertently stepping across the line of scrimmage. That is not a good way to start a first down series.
No, it's not.
9:38 to go in the second. Rabbits trying to get a good drive going. Dickerson. Now, watch this. Dickerson split right now. Oliver at the wing. Thomas in the tailback. Harrison got some pressure, but time to throw. He's got two receivers out there, and nobody can get near the ball. Man, that was a good-looking play, Steve.
And all that, he had those two receivers to go to, and Dickerson was wide open down here in the flats also.
Don't doubt we're not going to see that again. That had that Hooks defense totally confused. If it did nothing else, it was a calling card for that Hooks secondary, Steve.
Right, and I told you it's going to get exciting. We don't know what Coach Scharnberg is going to pull out throughout the rest of the night, but right off the bat, here we got a wide-open aerial attack. I've been waiting for it.
All right, Harrison only stepping halfway off the field now. Emu James brings it. That's Collins bringing in the play now for Coach Scharnberg. Ben Collins, sophomore for the Rabbits, coming in that wide receiver position along with Billy Oliver. That's a sophomore stepping in to take on those leadership roles Coach Scharnberg was wanting. Fake handoff up the middle. Oh, and Harrison brought down on a shoestring. Oh. Boy, he had nothing but daylight in front of him if he could have beat that one off.
Or if he could have just gone ahead and made the pitch. I don't think he had time to look back and see where his pitch man was.
Everett was running right there with him. Everett running right there with him. I know if he had that in back, he'd have thrown it. I don't think he felt the pressure from behind, and he just thought he could get it.
Right.
Ken Harrison, a very, very competitive individual. Here we go again, Steve. We got Dickerson splitting left now. Once again, Oliver at the wing bat, Thomas at tailback. All right, Harrison drop it back. He's got all kinds of pressure. He's working his way out of it. Throw it. He's all over the backfield.
Nice blocks.
Throw it. And he's going to work. Oh, there it is. There is no way we're going to let that happen. Sorry, folks, if I got a little excited. That was a really, really dirty play there by number 40, Jeremiah Trotter, the Hooks Hornets. Is Harrison up and okay? We can't tell. There's a crowd around him down there on the sidelines. That was a bad late hit.
That was bad. Harrison back up in the middle.
Okay, all right. Harrison had struggled to get away from that. I mean, he had pressure. He outran everything the Hornets threw in that backfield and did manage to turn something into nothing off that play. And then after he safely run out of bounds.
Well, for every offensive negative there, that is a 14-yard loss.
All right, coach is talking to Trotter, or the umpire talking to Trotter on the field. Coach Ford giving two refs a piece of his mind, and people screaming to remove him from the game. Now, wait a minute.
You know, it's a situation where they'll be asking us how many yards do we want.
And they're calling a clip against the Rabbits. Can you believe they missed that?
This is becoming...
I've never seen that before. I mean, they nail our guy out of bounds, and they call a clip on the Rabbits. This is impressive. So the Rabbits at about a 4th and 32 now, after one of the weirdest plays I think I've ever seen in my life. An offensive line, one thing they're going to have to give Harrison. Drive
nice
taken back by number 19. There's a
clip right there, Ralph.
Two clips. He's going to be knocked down for about a 12-yard loss after catching it. These tempers are fixed to start flying. These coaches need to get a handle on this game quick, Steve. Mo and Oliver coming onto the field now. 8:17 to go on the round. How many rags you got there, Steve? Almost every referee on the field threw one. Looks like 2 flags down now. Rabbits pointing that it's ours. 3 Milton boys out there pointing that it goes against the Hornets.
That was an excellent punt.
O'Kelly can put some meat on that ball when he wants to.
Yeah, I mean...
So the Hornets digging themselves a big hole now with that. So the Rabbits, after a weird play, a missed call by me on the penalty, and the Rabbits come out of this looking good. They're going to drive the Hornets back to make it their own 10-yard line. So the Hornets starting deep in their own territory once again. 8:17 to go in the game. Or, excuse me, in the second quarter. Scoreless tie, Rabbits and the Hornets. And we knew it was going to be a tough defensive struggle. And that's what it's turned out to be. Hornets once again in that wishbone offense. Oh, Michael Justice doing a good job of wrapping him up there close to the line of scrimmage.
That's all you can ask them to do is just stand there, fire off, and get their man.
You just keep feeling like, even from both of these teams, Steve, the power of the Hornets, the speed of the Rabbits, something's got to break here. This is not going to keep going scoreless.
No, we're going to have a showdown at some point. It may be that we're able to contain them back here, or it may be that their men are able to push us over. But I tell you what, I want to listen. I want to go with Coach Scharnberg. I want to take the speed because I like what I'm seeing. We're able to get in the backfield before their men can even get the ball.
All right, here we go. 7:36 to go in the second quarter now. Uh-oh. Number 31 for the Hornets broke through the middle of that Rabbit defense. And there's that big break I was talking about. 31 for the Hornets. Stephen Gooden, the fullback, broke through. He just caught the Rabbits line off guard on that one. And he breaks all the way to the 43-yard line of the Hornets. No penalty flags on the play.
About a 36-yard pickup for him. It's the biggest play of the night so far.
Jason Inslee checking off now for the Rabbits. That was a big play. That was a big play. That got him out of trouble in a hurry. Of course, the Rabbits' defense bent quite a bit tonight, but haven't broken. And even you noticed, Steve, after he broke through that, the speed of the Rabbits secondary showed. There were several guys making contact with him.
Right. All the way around, it was a misdirection play and just caught us off guard. I don't think they can pull it twice.
All right, now you got a single backfield for the Hornets. Oh, 22's got pressure all over the place. He is brought down. Nowhere to go.
In fact, he lost about 2 on the
Garner.
Play.
Savage.
One more.
That's Amy James coming in there. Good play, guys. James walking back to the defensive huddle. Mitch Savage anchoring the defense as captain for the defense of the Rabbits tonight. Doing an excellent job. Levin McCall split out for the Rabbits defense at the corner. James on this side. 26 goes in motion for the Hornets. The Rabbits line shifts. Quarterback drops back. They're looking to throw. He's looking all over the middle. He throws a short one. It's going to be caught. Oh, it's going to be. Now, there is something you don't want to see. Catches the ball for a 1-yard gain. 2 Rabbits make contact. They bounce off of him. And all of a sudden, it's a 20-yard gain, and the Hooks Hornets are threatening here in the second quarter on the Atlanta Rabbits.
Yeah, it was a 26-yard pass, Andy, that should have never even gone that far.
That's right.
We had him right at the original line of scrimmage almost.
Hornets making 2 big strike plays against the Rabbits. I don't know if they're catching them off guard with the pass because, man, it's going to be timeout called by the Atlanta Rabbits. I'm sure Coach Scharnberg wants to bring his defense in there, give them a rest, and regroup a little bit. You're watching Atlanta Rabbits football right here on AQC TV, and we'll be back.
Cal, all right, at JBL Used Cars, Loop 59 in Atlanta. This week's special, a 1992 Chevy Aluminum APV, 7-passenger automatic air V6 tilt cruise, cassette power windows and door locks, and tinted glass. All for only $10,995. That's at JBL Used Cars, Loop 59 in Atlanta. Go by and see Cal or Ron today.
The timeout, Coach Scharnberg giving them a break and trying to regroup them after 2 quick strike plays by the Hooks Hornets. One was an uncharacteristic pass by the Hornets, and they're coming out of that wishbone offense now, and they're coming into a single back set with a flanker, and
it'll be interesting to see who they got.
That's going to be interesting to see what happened there. We got flags. We've got a no gainer by the Hornets. Looked like the quarterback decided to keep it himself.
Well, he knew it was free play or a busted play 1. He wasn't sure, so he's going to take his chances.
The Hornets are saying decline it. And it's going to be against the Rabbits.
I don't think they said decline it.
Well, I saw one of the Hornets players waving it off there. Free play and 5-yard spot. Rabbits defense stellar in the first quarter, becoming their own worst enemy here halfway through the second quarter. 5:47 to go in the half. Rabbits defense needs to shore themselves up. Hooks finding something that works. Handoff up the middle. Missed tackle, but
not got 5 yards back.
Dickerson, Everett Dickerson, the Rabbit tailback coming through there, and number 80, Randy Garner, making an excellent hit on number 18 for the Hornets, Anthony Wright.
And there again, we had the speed showing up, Andy.
The Rabbits, Dickerson coming in that extra tackle. Garner coming in there from that defensive end position. I mean, just power football, blowing through there, making a quick hit. I didn't see who bounced off of him there in the backfield and threw him off balance. Hook still in that single backfield with a flanker and 2 splits. They've got to be thinking pass now with the 2nd and 8. Man in motion. Here he comes. All kinds of pressure. All kinds of pressure. You got to give that one completely to Mitch Savage, Steve. Mikael Justice and Fields back there under pressure, but Mitch Savage came through on that linebacker blitz and
he had no choice. As a matter of fact, that was you might as well consider that a dump off. That ball wasn't going to anybody.
No, he was too busy getting maroon out of his face. So we've got another timeout. This one's going to be struck to the Hornets, and and they're looking at a 3rd and 8, and we're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after this on AQC TV.
For all your cellular phone needs, stop by Atlanta Communications at 104 East Hiram in Atlanta, or Cass County Communications at 121 West Houston in Linden. They are your Century Cellunet authorized agent. Century Cellunet's cellular network and digital technology give you a crystal clear reception, plus the widest coverage in the area. If you need to stay in touch, stop by Atlanta Communications at 104 East Hiram in Atlanta, or Cass County Communications at 121 West Houston in Linden. Century Cellunet, service of the century.
Back to action here at Bivens Trice Stadium. Jody Azel and the Rabbits mascot
Is Jody Azel.
Oh, is that Joe? Who's the cheerleader with me? I missed her. Anyway.
They've really been helping the team out a lot tonight.
Oh. We're looking at the Rabbits cheerleaders now as we get back to action. That's Natalie Gibson, Heather Hicks, Renee Johnson, Brooke Mays, Emily Nassitz, Lindsay Page, Becky Soto, Jill Stanley, and of course Jody Azel, the mascot for the cheerleaders, the Atlanta Rabbits.
Along with Florence Abels and Amy
sorry.
Dillon.
Sorry about that. Miss Dillon and Miss Abels. I didn't mean to miss your daughters. Okay, Hook's coming back once again. That single back offense. Oh, we know we're looking for a pass. Safety blitz by Savage. He gets bumped off this time. It's thrown, and it's going to be overthrown. Ooh. Good looking work by Mitch Savage there. We had 2 Rabbit defenders back there looking to block it, but it was thrown off balance and overthrown.
Well, I don't think number 45 there for Hooks, I don't think he ever had a chance to find out where the ball was coming to, because he circled around twice and never saw it.
But the ball's sitting on the Rabbits 31. This is definitely 4-down territory, even though it's a 4th and 8. There's 4:39.
We hadn't even had a chance to see their kicker yet.
Yeah,
we don't know.
4:39 to go in the second half. I mean, neither team moving the ball exceptionally well tonight, but Hornets, those 2 big strikes getting down in the Rabbits territory. Chunk over the middle once again, and it's going to be caught and dropped by number 25, Fields, for the Atlanta Rabbits. That's Greg Fields, the senior linebacker for the Rabbits. Oh, I thought he was fixing to go with that one.
That was the best thing he could have done, though.
Really, yeah.
I think he even took time to think about it.
He may have, because, I mean, now the Rabbits get to 31 instead of 3. Greg Fields, I'm going to tell you something about him. We saw him last year playing hooks in the playoffs, and Greg Fields can run that ball. He was very impressive coming in that tailback position when the Rabbits need him. He can run.
Had that ball been passed to him anywhere else, maybe 10, 15 yards further up the field, he probably would have taken it and tried.
Mitch Savage making the quarterback, Justin Welch of the Hornets, miserable tonight. Dickerson and Thomas in the Rabbit backfield twin splits. And Harrison on the keeper around the end. He's going to run this one himself, and he's going to be brought after an 8-yard pickup. Tommy Thomas coming around the sweep. Dickerson up through the middle on the fake.
You know, we mentioned last week, Andy, that we really haven't seen Harrison run the ball that much. I'm wondering tonight if he's going to take a few chances to go ahead and go for it.
I'd really like to see it. He's got the running back speed. He's got the moves of a tailback. And Everett Dickerson's a marked man for the rest of the season. Everybody's going to be watching him. They know what he can do. They know he can break it anytime he's near the ball. They've got to live in fear of him.
Right.
It's going to open things up if they can just get the blocking down. Little quick pitch to Emu James over the middle. It's knocked out as soon as it grabs it. Number 19 for the Hornets, Bradley Moore, making good contact on James.
That's the type of pass play that football was all about.
It was right there, too. I mean, James he concentrated on the ball, and Moore for the Hornets just put the headgear right where it ought to have been. All right, now we're looking at some changes. We got Collins and Justice coming in for James and Thomas now for the Rabbits. I think we're fixing to see some kind of fast stretching out play. Michael Justice can run this ball.
Even though we haven't done much with the passing game, I like what I'm seeing. These are quick strikes designed to get yardage.
Hand off to Justice up the middle, and he's going to pick the first down up.
That's Everett.
Oh, excuse me, Everett. I was looking at McHale. I keep calling him Michael. Sorry about that. And Everett bulls his way for the first down. So 4:18 to go in the second quarter. The Rabbits offense starting to put some drives together, Steve.
That's right. We really haven't in the last couple of weeks, we haven't seen a real drive. We've seen some quick, we've seen some big plays that have made us some, points when we needed them. But tonight, we're seeing the ball handling that Coach Scharnberg has been looking for.
That's true. And I'm going to tell you something else I can say about our quarterback, Ken Harrison. He's done something better this year than I've seen in years. He gets these snaps off well ahead of this shot clock. He's looking out to Dickerson. Dickerson grabs it, but he's going to be brought down for a big loss. He had people all over him.
He had no choice. He had to catch that, too, because it would have been considered a backward lateral.
Yeah, Everett did a good job of getting a hand up there and catching the ball. Emu James trying to break up the side for the reception, but he was covered all the way. Collins checking in now for the Rabbits, getting the play off to Harrison. Haven't seen him going to Oliver yet tonight, Steve.
No, we haven't seen Oliver. We haven't seen Justice run that much.
No, not really. Billy Oliver's got the speed. He's capable of breaking it at any moment. He stays at that wing back, but he'll come out on the split end in a moment's notice. Justice in there at fullback now for Thomas. Timeout by Harris. I don't know what Harrison saw he didn't like, but we're going to trust his judgment on that one. Timeout called by the Rabbits. Is that our third?
I believe that's our last.
That's going to be our last one with 3:20 to go in the half. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Rabbit football action right here on AQC TV.
Experience color at its finest. Barfoot Jewelry has 2 gemmatologists on staff and has made a positive and distinct step toward the colored stone market. Barfoot offers fancy colored diamonds, all colors, garnets, sapphires, tourmaline, and much, much more. So come by Barfoot Jewelry, 703B, West Main, Atlanta, and let us introduce you to color, custom color.
Rabbits back on the field after the timeout.
Second and 15.
Yeah, second and 15. Okay, we got Justice coming split out for the Rabbits on the right side. Justice and Dickerson in the backfield. Oliver, wing back, coming in motion to the left side. Harrison drops straight back. He's not wasting any time. He's got plenty of time to throw it. He's looking for Oliver wide open. And Oliver couldn't get to the ball, but he made a great save, keeping the Hornets secondary.
That's what I was going to say, Andy. For everything on that, you got to give Oliver a lot of credit. He knew he didn't have it. He knew the other man had a chance for it. He wasn't going to stick him.
He broke that play up. Rabbit deep receivers having some chances, and every time they seem to touch the ball, there's a Hornet there trying to knock it down.
That's all right. It's the fastest way to get the ball downfield.
One thing I got to say about this Hooks Hornets secondary looking out, they look like every one of them is a helmet taller than our receivers. And Emu James is not short. No flag. Dickerson still trying to run. Everett Dickerson turning nothing into a whole lot there. My goodness. Now you want to talk about your second efforts. Everett Dickerson.
I think he may have single-handedly picked that. Yes, we got it.
Everett Dickerson picking up the first down. Timeout called by the referees. I guess they want to take a measurement and get the change set. Everett's we're already on a 3rd and 15. Everett's caught 5 yards deeper than that in the backfield.
2 men after him, 2 missed blocks, 2 missed tackles.
And all of a sudden, there it is. First down or close to it.
I don't think there's any question. I think he's got it.
Let's have a look. I can't see it. Harrison's blocking my view. Harrison says we got it. Coach says we got it. We need the ref to say we got it, and everybody will be happy. No, 4 inches short. We in 4-down territory, Steve?
We are definitely in 4-down territory.
Boy, everybody in a press box here is looking in on that one.
I got to scratch out that 15 and give him 14.
That was a good run by Everett Dickerson. I mean, that was all Everett. 3:03 going in the second half, or second quarter. Garner checking in now for the Rabbits. Referee set the ball. This is definitely 4-down time. This is gut check. This is where your
Andy, we've already seen Harrison handle the ball himself a couple of times.
We know he can sneak it.
Right, I wouldn't be at all afraid to go. Matter of fact, in the Mount Pleasant game, he went ahead and stuck it over one by himself.
It's going to be interesting. Last time on 4th down, Coach Scharnberg tried that quick throw over the middle to Oliver in the seam between the linebackers and the secondary, and it went nowhere. You kind of got to be looking for a tailback or a fullback to get their hands on the ball this time. Yeah, there's just one split out. Hand off to Everett up the middle. Everett's going to get some running room. And he's still up, and he's finally brought down.
He needed 1, and we got 12.
All right, Everett. Number 19 for the Hornets, that's Bradley Moore wrestling Everett down. That's about the only way you can call that. Had to put him in a full Nelson, get a leg lock on him, and bring him down. Everett wasn't going down.
Andy, how many weeks now have we been waiting to see this?
That's right. The Rabbits are putting some drive together here tonight. And this is one thing that's been concerning Coach Scharnberg. A few mistakes still, but I mean the power running game is starting to show itself, Steve.
Well, yeah, we know that Dickerson has the capability. We just haven't seen it. I don't think that's his fault. I don't think it's anybody's fault. Really, it's just the way it's happened.
Oliver in motion to the left now. He know we're going to run this. There was no split in it all for the Rabbits. Mikael Justice picks up a good quick 5 for the Rabbits. The Rabbits putting a good drive together as we start to close the second quarter. Justice there going back to the huddle. This man has springs for legs, Steve. Did you see that jump last week he made against the Mount Pleasant Tigers? I mean, Harrison under pressure pitches the ball about 3 feet over his head, and he reaches up and grabs it, shaves the Rabbits from what really could have been a big disaster.
Yeah, I don't know if he got confused and decided it was track season all over.
These men are fast. Oliver in motion left. Okay, we've got nothing but a stacked line here. The Rabbits definitely going up the middle. Hand off to Dickerson up the middle. He bulls for about 3 more. Coach Scharnberg sending the message, we're going to just run this one up the middle. He may be just trying to keep it between the scenes, Steve, and get down there if nothing else, get a field.
Right. Well, he's showing them it's our meat versus your meat.
Rabbits looking good on this drive so far. I mean, very impressive. This is the best ball control the Rabbits have showed all season. Now, albeit the Atlanta Rabbits have played 3 very tough 4A teams getting to this point.
That's right.
And they've been very well prepped for this game. They've had no lightweight schedule in preseason. That's what Coach Scharnberg likes. Oliver once again. Oh, miscommunication on there. Did we drop it?
No, we held on to it.
Okay. We may have got a yard off that. Minute 9 left to go in the half.
All right, what do you do, Andy?
Oh,
This is definitely
you give it to Justice right up the middle of that line and let him put 6 on the board.
Even with O'Kelly on the bench.
Even with O'Kelly on the bench, it's 4th down. Oh, the Rabbits taking their last time out. 48 seconds to go in the half, and Coach Scharnberg is going to think about it. O'Kelly's got a good foot, but at minimum, he's looking at a 48-yarder here, Steve. You're getting into pro range there.
That's true. Plus, this is for all the marbles. I mean, whoever wins tonight's game goes in as the district, as the all, no doubt, hands down favorite.
That's right. And also, you got to keep in mind, this has been a defensive struggle the whole game. 3 points. Coach Scharnberg may just want to bullet through. Maybe, you pick up the first down here,
But I think right now he's just telling them, settle down. We're going to go ahead and make this. We got enough time. We're going to make some points, guys. Just hang on to the ball. Get us over there. We'll go in the locker room happy.
Well, we've had more gut checks, 4th and 1s, 4th and inches, 4th and 2s tonight, and I've seen in a long time.
But
go ahead.
I was going to say, we've shown a lot more character in the gut checks, though, because in each case we have come through.
That's true. The Rabbits defense and the Rabbits offense doing an excellent job. Excellent job of holding their own against this massive Hooks offense and defense they've got. Let's see what happens here.
Definitely not a clean jersey down.
Okay, we got Justice and Dickerson sitting in the backfield. Oliver at the wing back. 2 tight end formation. This is definitely a running play. Justice, I eat my words. Garner's going to be open, and he's going to fall down. It's going to be intercepted by the Hornets and carried out of bounds.
Andy, I don't know what happened on that one.
Garner fell down. This again, my ability to call a play before it happened. You had that 2 tight end set there, and Garner just breaks from out of the middle of nowhere. And he was there. He stumbled, and then he almost fell down, and he just wasn't there to meet the ball that Harrison threw, and you had 2 Hornets sitting right there waiting on it.
Right.
That's just twice now. Coach Scharnberg on a 4th and shorts tried to put the ball up, and twice it's one time it was knocked down, and this time it was intercepted.
Right. Well, that wasn't a conservative down. I mean, he had to do something. And, it goes the other way. He makes the play. It's a touchdown, 6 points. Everybody's excited.
39 seconds to go in the half. Hornets way back in their own territory. 1st and 10. And they're just going to take it to the net. They're not even going to try and pull this thing out. They've got to snap the ball one more time.
Are we even going to get one more? Yeah.
Yeah, they'll get one more off of it. So that was a good-looking drive, stalled up at about the Hornets' 35-yard line by the Atlanta Rabbits. It's one of the better drives they showed all season, and there's a lot of power running by three individuals, Thomas, Dickerson, and Justice. And you got to be looking in the second half as it gets ready to kick up. Now they're gonna run this one out, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that's the end of the half. And the Hornets are going to take this one into the sidelines, happy to have gotten out of that little pressure check. So what do you like, Steve?
Hey, I like a much improved offense. Defense is showing what we've known they've been able to do the whole time. I wish there were some more points on the board, but at this point, 0-0 is a lot better than 21 down.
That's true. And the Atlanta Rabbits, like I said, the offense looking good. The defense just doing a super job of holding these Hornets. 2 big plays. Otherwise, the Hornets haven't really done a whole lot on the ground. And just a reminder, the Atlanta Rabbits, big bad band from Rabbitland is fixing to take the field here in a few minutes. And we'll let you watch them. And we'll be back right before the start of the second half of more Atlanta Rabbits football right here on AQC TV.
Come on over to the hometown choice, where we ensure we'll be there for you.
Hello everyone, I'm Jerry Griffin. Do you have your renewal for your auto insurance yet? Did it go up again? Are you fed up with it? Then call me, Jerry Griffin, at 796-8676 for a free quote. You see, American National is dedicated to keeping the rates low and the service high. Maybe your company is raising your rates to help pay for earthquake damage in California or a flood in the Midwest. Is that fair? I don't think so. Folks, 1994 has been a record year for American National, and it's not because of rate increases. So call today at 796-8676 to find out why your friends and neighbors are changing their auto insurance to American National with Jerry Griffin.
Come on over to the hometown choice, where we ensure we'll be there for you.
Halftime performance brought to you this evening by Jerry Griffin Insurance in Atlanta. Okay.
Come on over to the hometown choice, where we sure will be there for you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Griffin. Do you have your renewal for your auto insurance yet? Did it go up again? Are you fed up with it? Then call me, Jerry Griffin, at 796-8676 for a free quote. You see, American National is dedicated to keeping the rates low and the service high. Maybe your company is raising your rates to help pay for earthquake damage in California or a flood in the Midwest. Is that fair? I don't think so. Folks, 1994 has been a record year for American National, and it's not because of rate increases. So call today at 796-8676 to find out why your friends and neighbors are changing their auto insurance to American National with Jerry Griffin.
Come on over to the hometown choice, where we sure will be there for you.
It's Tri-Stadium, the Atlanta Rabbits and the Hooks Hornets locked in a scoreless 0-0 tie. Well, that's usually what scoreless means. 0-0 tie. And it's been a big defensive battle, Steve.
Big defensive battle. It's just even all the way across the board. You got the same number of first downs for both teams. You got 4 rushing yards. Atlanta has 83, almost double Hooks' 47. But when you get to the passing, Atlanta only has 7. Hooks has 36 total yards there. Then Atlanta has 90. Hooks has 83. That's about as close as you can get.
Okay. One thing we got to look at. Rabbits came out first 4 or 5 plays. They got the ball. No huddle, hurry up offense. They're running all over the Hornets in. They either ran out of plays or something because they went back to bringing the play in from the sidelines for Coach Scharnberg. Slowed down the momentum. The Hornets found out they got out of the wishbone and went into a single back set with twin split ends, and all of a sudden they were picking up yards, so the Rabbits. So I looked at 2 totally different offensive philosophies here in the second half. Ball's up. It's a poocher. And it just bounces out of Savage's hands. Oh,
Right back
we
in
are going
ours.
to be saved. They don't get any closer than that.
Who's
that
that?
up? That's going to be 52. 35, Billy Oliver, or 25. Greg Fields picked that ball up. Or 52, one of the two. I thought Greg had, maybe it was Jason Frost. It's hard to tell. One of
If
those.
so, that's the sophomore Bravo.
That's right. Another one of those bring-ups. Harrison and the Rabbits getting them offensive call for opening up the second half here. 11:58 to go. Only 2 clicks off the clock for that kickoff. Rabbits got it 1st and 10 from making their own 35-yard line. Oliver coming in motion to the left. Pitch out to Dickerson around that corner. He's going to try and turn something up. He's going to be drugged down out of bounds.
Probably about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. He may have picked up one. It's going to depend on where the referee's going to give him a yard, half a yard, somewhere around in there.
And the last half, Andy, Dickerson had 40 yards on the ground. That's the most we've seen by him in one half already this season.
Now, Everett's showing his power running game tonight. He's bulling his way through. And even then, once again, the Hornets, this is becoming a pattern. Hornets get to him in the backfield, and Everett's making something out of nothing. He did that on a couple of beautiful plays in the first half.
That's right.
Okay, Justice now is handling the fullback duties for the Rabbits, in place of Tommy Thomas. Harrison throws over the middle. He was wide open.
We get Jeff Fouch on that?
Was that 83? It sure was. Jeff Fouch. Welcome back, Jeff. Hadn't called his number in a couple of weeks. Jeff out last week with a injury. Didn't think we were going to get to see him tonight. And he comes out to start this second half off quick.
About 25-yard pickup there.
Excellent, Jeff. Rabbits got the ball 1st and 10 from their own, from the Hornets 41, excuse me. Fouch running back on the field. 23 Collins coming off.
You know, Scharnberg said earlier this week that it was going to take the quick strikes and we were going to have to do it fast.
All right, here we go. Harrison saying that same split backfield, one split in off to the right. Handoff up the middle to Everett. Everson pulls for 6, or 5-6, even it out there. You notice Everett's starting to run with a little authority through that line now.
Well, I'll show you something else there too, Andy. Harrison went ahead and gave the ball to his gap man rather than waiting and making the pitch later out. That's something he's missed earlier in the season, so we're seeing something that maybe Hooks wasn't expecting.
And a pattern we saw during the first half and something I really want to look for here in the second half. Our Rabbit tailback, or running backs, Dickerson, Thomas, and Justice, have been getting yards up the middle. They've been getting yards up the middle consistently. I look to see them keep going through. Harrison on the keeper. He's going to go. He's going to go around that left end. Justice giving a good block there at the end. Touchdown, Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
10:09 to go in the third quarter, and the Rabbits are on the board with 6, and there's not a flag on the field. Good call by Harrison on the keeper there. Bulls it, makes his way up through the line. He fools everybody on the keeper. And Mikael Justice getting down there at the end of the play, right at the goal line, blocks off 1 or 2 Hornets to let Ken Harrison bust his way into the end zone. We were talking about this at half. We look for quick strikes, and there they are.
That's right.
Okay, O'Kelly getting the call for the extra point. Rabbits on top, 6-0. And got a call from Coach Scharnberg calling timeout, or one of his assistant coaches calling timeout. That was Coach Scharnberg. I don't know what happened. Somebody, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 men on the field. There was 10 men on the field. Where a man short, you can't do that. And you did not want to let. I know Coach Scharnberg didn't want to give up that timeout this early.
You know he didn't.
He was not happy.
Well, he has put a lot.
He's calling somebody back off now. 1 man or too many.
Brandon Blizzard. He has shuffled a lot of people into new positions this week. It might be difficult to kind of remember whether you're supposed to go in or not.
Okay. Blood pressure's back down, and O'Kelly's ready for the kick. He pops it up. It's up in the atmosphere, and it's good. There was no doubt about it.
We're still counting the hang time.
Man, there's someone back there in the Dixie League Park fielding that one out right now. The Atlanta Rabbits on top, 7-0, 10:09 to go in the third quarter, and the Atlanta Rabbits are ahead for the first score tonight. We'll be back with more football on AQC TV.
Go by Queen City Tire in Queen City. Mountain and balance are free with 10% off tire sale at Cooper Tires. Queen City Tire, Queen City. Go by and see Kenneth Johnson, Lara Farrow, Jeff Marks, and Clifford McCaslin for Cooper Tires at Queen City Tire. Highway 59, Queen City. Cooper Tires at Queen City Tire. Close to the TV. And let me let you in on one of the best kept secrets in Cass County. The best lunch is at Ogden's Grocery, Farm to Market Road 74 in Queen City. Lunch is served daily from 11 to 2. So come on by and find out one of the best kept secrets in Cass County. Ogden's Grocery, Farm to Market Road 74. They're Bulldog proud in Queen City.
Rabbits getting ready to kick the ball off to the Hooks Hornets after that lightning strike, Steve.
That's right, Andy. And believe it or not, this is the first time this season the Rabbits have been on the board first.
Really? That's right. Kilgore, the game we won, we were on the.
That's right. We retaliated with a touchdown right after their field goal. So
this is a trend I'd like to see continue, say, for the next 9, 10 games. Okay, number 22 once again for the Hooks Hornets. Make it Daniel Wise.
You cut us 3 short of the state game.
Say what?
You cut us 3 short of the state game.
Well, we'll look to see what happens there. 22 Wise for the Hornets handling the receiving chores. He's a sophomore for the Hornets. I'm sure they're looking forward to more of this young man. Bounces short of Wise. He picks it up at about the 10. Oh, man. Oh, he did some good moves out there, and he's going to go from nothing to something in a hurry before about 6 Rabbits nail him.
About the 16-yard line.
I got to hand him that. I mean, he was back there potentially being brought down around the 12-yard line. He did manage to pick up something on that. He confused those Rabbit special team defenders. Now the Rabbit
they were down there a lot quicker than they normally are.
They are. They were moving. And plus that little bounce on the front of the receiver probably threw everybody off.
Well, you reckon we're going to see the same thing from Hooks that we've seen in the first half?
I don't know. I mean, they had a lot of good results. They had a lot of good results out of that single backfield they went to later on in the second quarter. They were picking up some yards there, and they were going with the passing game, which I'm sure surprised the Rabbits as much as anybody. Timeout on the field by the referees as they get the ball set. There's a player hurt on the sidelines for the Hooks Hornets.
Cheerleaders getting fired up.
Yeah, there's the Atlanta Rabbits cheerleading squad. We mentioned them earlier in the game. They do an excellent job here at the games, keeping the Rabbits fans into it, bringing support. Sometimes when they're down, they help get the Rabbits back into it. And we want to just congratulate all the girls and thank them for all their support. While I've got a chance, I want to, once again, since we're here at home at Bevis Tri Stadium, I want to mention the booster clubs over here that we have. We got the Atlanta Athletic Boosters and the Band Boosters running the concession stands down here, and they do an excellent job of raising funds to help support both these fine organizations. And if you're at the game, go by, stop by, buy you a soda, a burger, or something. Or if you get a chance, contact one of the presidents of the club, see about joining. It only costs a few dollars, and that money will help a whole lot. We're getting back to action here. The Atlanta Rabbits and the Hornets squaring off down there on the Hooks. Make it their 21-yard line, 18-yard line. Make it on their 18-yard line, and we're back into that same wishbone with the one wide out. Nope, I called that wrong.
Back to Nyback.
Oh, and he's going to pick up a good 5 yards before he's swarmed by.
Ooh, that's
7. Close to late hit territory there on the Hornets. Pick up 7. The Hornets coming out of a modified wing tee, I guess you'd call it. What? It was some kind of wing tee they were coming out of. It looked like a single back, but they had that wing back pulled way in. It was kind of a cross between a wing and a fullback. Man, they're measuring for the first down.
Ooh, we got further upfield we thought.
They're going to be short by about 8 inches, a foot, somewhere around in there. And although the down marker showing 1st and 10, it's 2nd and inches. Go for the Hornets. 9:53 showing on the game clock. The Atlanta Rabbits and Hooks Hornets battling out here what very easily could end up being the district championship here at 13-3A this year.
But what I was interested to see, Andy, is if they're going to try the same ball control offense they did in the first half.
Once again, coming out of that same offensive set, he's going to pick up the first down. 2 Rabbits knocked heads there. That's 53 Hunt and Mitch Savage. Mitch comes diving over to put the headgear on that tailback, and he dunks down, and he nails Hunt. And Mitch got up slower than anybody on that whole play. He's all right. Rabbit defense, they gave up the first down there, but they didn't pick it up by much. It's number 31 in the backfield for the Hornets. Stephen Gooden. Pitch out to that tailback once again. He's finding a seam through that Rabbit defense that hasn't been there all night, Steve. I guess they're cross-blocking they're doing off that offensive sets, really opening up some holes.
Right.
Coach Milton's, I'm sure, is looking to make some adjustments right now. He shouts instructions on the Savage.
It always takes just a little bit to regroup when you see something different.
Yeah, 2nd and 2 for the Hornets now at about their own 41-yard line. 8:58 to go, 12 on the shot clock. Wing T formation once again. Handoff up the middle and stop.
That's what we're looking for.
Savage, Oliver, Justice. Good play. Heart of that Rabbit defensive front once again. Coming in there, I mean, endoed that Hook's tailback before he could get anywhere. Number 18, Anthony Wright, and number 40, Jeremiah Trotter. Backfield for the Hornets. Now we got 31 Gooden back there. Trotter over in the wing back. Handoff in the backfield once again. He's going to be brought down short. Fumble on the play. The Rabbits are pointing. Yes, they got it. Milton. One of the Miltons down there fighting for it. The Rabbits got the ball. All right.
Let's see who gets up with it.
The referee's pointing as the Rabbits' ball.
I believe it was 44.
Was that Justice?
I believe it was
I saw
Justice.
Milton with his hand down there. Mikhail Justice gets credit for the fumble recovery there. Good hit, too. Mikhail Justice locking it up, putting a good hit on the tailback there of the Hooks Hornets. And the Atlanta Rabbits get possession of the ball from the Hooks Hornets at the Hornets' 41-yard line. 8:17 in the third. And we've got a football game now, Steve. 7-0, Rabbits on top.
Hey, we're down in their territory. This is what we wanted. Remember, we did the same thing in the Kilgore game.
Justice and Dickerson in the backfield. Handoff to Justice up the middle. He's going to be brought down after maybe a half-yard gain right there at the line. I'm sure Coach Scharnberg's going to keep probing the center of that Hooks line. They've been finding weak points there on and off all night. Justice may have got 6 inches off that.
That was a
82 kid. Yeah. 82 Casey kid checking off. James coming in for him now. Miguel Justice, like I've said before, statue-wise, not a very tall individual, but he has some unbelievable power in his frame. And he can lock it up with those 300-pound Hornets, and he can move them back. Oliver coming in motion. Oh, Harrison looking straight over. He's looking at James. James just took his eyes off the ball. It was there. And Oliver was sitting there all by his lonesome, too. Billy Oliver just out there. Harrison decided to go to James and just out of his reach. Just out of his reach.
Pass is made, though. It's a first down.
Yeah. Ken Harrison laid that ball out there, and I'm sure what was happening with Emu is he was trying to keep his eye on the defender and the ball at the same time because there was a Hornet zeroing in on him real quick. Okay.
Well, this could be anything.
You see Justice back in here handling the fullback duties for the Rabbits once again. That tells us that Tommy Thomas is misdirection. Takes it on the backwards reverse, whatever you call it. Billy could go all the way with this, and he stayed in bounds. He's going to go touchdown Atlanta. Yes, sir.
I hear a lot of whistles. Do
You see a flag?
I don't see one.
The Rabbits are coming back this way.
I still haven't seen one. The referee's standing on it. Okay. It's hard to see them when they're
usually
standing
you
on.
get a hold or a clip or something. But what it means is that 6 points is not on the board.
It's clipping on Atlanta.
Boy, that was a bad break. That was a real bad break for the Rabbits. Instead of a 6-point gain,
somebody got a little overexcited there.
Now we're looking at a third down and 20 situation for the Rabbits. Yeah, 2nd and 20 for the Rabbits. That was a good run by Billy Oliver, too. Boy, you hated to waste a play like that. Excellent little off-counter reverse. The whole backfield running to the right of the offensive line, and Billy Oliver coming back from that wing-back position, picks up the ball in reverse, and he had nothing but daylight. Nobody could catch him. That's got to scare the Hornets, though, Steve.
Have they moved the ball back far enough?
Yeah. The Rabbits had picked up maybe a few feet off that, so it's...
It was 3rd and 9, so the ball should have went back 10 yards, which they're about a yard short of getting it far enough back.
We'll take it. And they call the timeout. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. The Rabbits got to take another timeout here halfway through the 3rd quarter. And you're watching Atlanta Rabbits football on AQC TV.
No matter what the job, the lightweight, rugged 025 chainsaw from Steel will please everyone. With its unique safety features and power ordinarily found on professional saws, the 025 will tackle all your jobs with ease. Steel, why compromise? Available at Price Hardware in Atlanta for only $299.95 with a 16-inch bar. That's Steel at Price Hardware, 302 North Williams, here in Atlanta.
The Rabbits taking a timeout. Coach Scharnberg down here on the field giving instructions to his offense. You see Harrison and Oliver, James, and the rest of the offense going back on the field now. That was our 2nd timeout taken here in the 3rd quarter. So that's going to make it tough if we get down a tight situation in 4th. But one thing you got to think on the Hooks Hornets, you got to be thinking is now there's a new player with Billy Oliver in the game. Excellent burst of speed Oliver showed. Twin wideouts now for the Rabbits. Harrison dropping back. He's got some pressure, and he's going to be tripped up and brought down, and it's punting time for the Rabbits. Hornet getting up real slow on that play. He's still down. The one that got his hands on the one that tripped up the quarterback, he's having a tough time getting off the field. The referee's called an injury timeout. Like I was saying, Harrison, before he's brought down, Billy Oliver had to surprise the Hooks Hornets there with that burst around the outside there. Even though the play was called back, I mean, he showed that if he can get 2 steps and into the open, it's not even a foot race with their secondary.
That's right. And there again, we're going to have to give credit to some of the linemen, too.
That's correct, Steve. The Atlanta Rabbits linemen, which I haven't been calling a lot of their names tonight, have been doing probably the best job they've done all year of protecting the quarterback and giving these tailbacks time to get some yards. With an injury timeout here on the field, we're going to take another break from the action, and we'll be back right after this on AQC TV.
Musical question in the AQC TV Musicians Corner Gibson Acoustic Guitar Giveaway. What Cass County native promoted the Walton Wood Project with a CD titled Common Thread? Do you know the answer? Then keep watching for details on how this correct answer can help you win this Gibson acoustic guitar from your friends at Musicians Corner in Queen City and Hometown Television, AQC TV.
Zoom in down there, man. Injured. That was number 13. That was a quarterback for the Hornets. We just now. Number 31. Oh, it's 31.
Okay.
For the Hooks Hornets, that was Stephen Gooden, fullback and linebacker, who brought Brad Harris down and got hurt there on the play. He was down a long time. I'm glad to see he got up under his own power. O'Kelly back to do the punt now for the Rabbits. Uh-oh. Rabbits shifting a possible fake position, but they going and let it go. O'Kelly nails a high. It's going to be short, but there's going to be no chance of a return as it bounces out of bounds at 29-yard line. Lengthwise, not one of O'Kelly's better punts, but still good enough to prevent a Hornet return.
Well, yeah, the whole job for him then was to prevent a return. Plus, he didn't want to get the ball down so far that it started off.
That's true. I mean, he did a good job with it. O'Kelly has done a stellar job last year and this year handling kicking chores from the Rabbit. He's still a junior. We get to look at him for one more year, and that is a pleasure. And it's got to be something for Coach Scharnberg to be looking forward to also. Melton, Savage, and Fields linebackers. Handoff in the backfield. He is going to be wrapped up by Garner. Oh, he's going. They had to call that one down. There was about 6 Rabbits painting a bullseye on that young man's chest. Number 18 for the Hornets, Anthony Wright. Looked like he had a little daylight, but it closed down real quick thanks to the power play of Randy Garner for the Atlanta Rabbits.
Garner's one that we've been waiting to see tonight. We haven't seen quite as much of him. Of course, each time they've tackled, there's been a whole gang on them anyway, so we don't know whether we haven't seen him as much or not, but that's the kind of play stop we're looking for from him.
Look at Justice and Hunt, and going both ways out there on the Rabbit defense tonight. McCall, good to see him back over here at cornerback tonight. Same play, and whoa, that one
Same play, same results.
It was over to a different side of the field, but Randy Garner, Mitch Savage, and Donnie Hunt laying some excellent licks in there. Big Donnie Hunt, he has been a bedrock over at that defensive end tonight, Steve. Go ahead.
I was just going to say,
the Hornets, I'll pick it up here. The Hornets having real trouble running around Hunt. Hunt going center and playing the defensive end for the Rabbits. And one thing I can say is these Rabbits aren't showing any signs of getting tired out here. It's 5:20 to go in the third quarter. It's a 7-0 game. Rabbits over the Hornets. Oh, we're looking at pass here. Quarterback had no ball. He's out there all by himself. The question is he going to get the first? No. And he fumbles the ball as he falls out of bounds. Referees are going to mark him about.
Give Greg Fields a lot of credit for eyeballing that from out there where he was at, almost in center field, and he ran in practically 20 yards to prevent that.
Now, the Rabbit coaches are calling in something now. Calling in something to the defense. Okay, they've got it. Telling them to watch the fake on the punt. Billy Oliver coming in now for the Rabbits, handle receiving chores. And 23, Ben Collins, the sophomore, coming out on the Rabbits team tonight. Okay, they're coming in. They're going to go for this. They're got that wishbone, and it's, oh, no, fumble, offsides. I don't know who they're going to call.
Got here.
We've got two Rabbit tackles who jumped the snap. We've got a Hooks center who tried to snap the ball but left the ball on the ground and moved. And so this is generally whatever the referees want to call this one. I mean, encroachment, drawing them off.
Coach Melton's already told us it's on them.
All right. Well, like I said, I tried to call one of these before, too. There was a definite roar of displeasure from the Atlanta side of that, and a big roar from the Hook side. One thing I got to say is the Rabbit crowd's huge. The Hornets didn't just bring a huge crowd up here tonight, and for the team they're supposed to have and do have, you would assume that they're going to have a bigger following. Of course, it may have just been unfamiliar with the stadium in the area.
Well, the Four States Fair is going on up there this week, too.
That's true. All right, that play went nowhere up the middle. Justice and Martin Oliver once again anchoring up the center of that Rabbit line. The Hooks Hornets have picked up good yardage off Rabbit penalties tonight. Two, call them quick strike plays. Otherwise, there's been really not a whole lot of ground gaining by the Hornets tonight.
Right. You know, so they depended on Anthony Wright almost, well, without fail, they've depended on him the entire half already. He's picked up in the neighborhood about 2 yards after the minus gains.
40 Trotter in that tailback position now. 25, excuse me. Can't tell who that is. Trotter in the backfield for the Hornets. They go back. 45's over here on the flat. He catches the ball. Oh, man.
May have picked it up.
He may have picked up that first down on that. The refs are calling timeout to get a measurement, but he probably did. Brad McCall had a shot at him over here on the corner and just couldn't get him wrapped up, and they're going to make that a 1st and 10 for the Hornets down inside Rabbit territory on the 45-yard line. So Hooks Hornets, while they're not picking it up on the ground, are getting in the air tonight in short little pieces. One thing the Rabbits really need to do is they need to get this ball back in the hands of the offense and give this defense a chance to rest.
That's right. Each time they've extended their drives, it's always been on a desperation pass like that.
Trotter in the backfield once again for the Hornets. Man in motion around the left. They're going to stack that left side up. It's a fake up the middle, and Donnie Hunt stayed at home just like Coach Melton probably told him 100 times, and that play, which could have gone for 6, went nowhere. And that's almost what you'd almost call a student body to the left. They had everything stacking to the left and a cross block on the inside of the Rabbit defensive line, and that could have been disaster for the Rabbits.
And that's an improvement over weeks past. We've had all of our men going in one direction. At least we had somebody hanging back this time.
18 Bradley Moore checking in now for the Hornets for Trotter. 2nd and 7 to go Make it 3:25 in the third. Trotter lone back once again. We've got trips. We saw this against Liberty Ilo. There's the pass. Man, wide open in the flat. And Amu James has to bring him down. I mean, there was nobody on that man. We saw this against Liberty Ilo. They come out with a triple wide receiver setup, and the Rabbits got confused then. And once again, it's the same thing we saw. The Rabbits.
Right. We all shifted to the left side of the field that time, and the ball ends up being passed over to the right.
I mean, that man sat out there. It's a good thing he wasn't trying to outrun anybody. Or we'd have been in real trouble, because by the time Amu James got over there, he had time to spin around. So Hornets staying in that single backfield, and I can't blame them. 3 wide receivers. He's going to drop back once again, and he hands off up the middle for 2.
That's the first time we've seen him in this half.
So the Hornets changing up their offense now and starting to whittle their way through the Rabbits and grinding out a whole lot of clock time. Rabbits need to make some secondary adjustments. Everett Dickerson is starting to go in for coach, but the coach pulls him off because he didn't have enough time. Man in motion once again. Quarterback drops back. He's looking down the middle. Oh!
Oh, did he get it?
McCall.
Brad McCall.
How do you describe that? Brad McCall. That did it. Looked like a little volleyball going on out there. Somebody got their hands on it. McCall, I don't know how he pulled that ball down, Steve. You see him there coming off the field. High fives, low fives, middle fives, all the way around.
I wasn't sure if he had it until we saw it back on the back.
71, Antonio Parker checking in now for the Rabbits. They go into their offensive set.
Oh, what a showstopper.
We're going to have to call timeout. We've got an injured Rabbit down on the field. I can't tell who it is right off the back. Trying to get a head count over here and see who we're missing. It's not Justice. Coach Ford out on the field with him now. They're helping him up. That's 72 Marwin Oliver. He's shaking it off. He's running off the field. It's a little bruise. Boy, we're glad to see Marlin get up. Marlin has done an exceptional job this year on that Rabbit line.
We got a second here, Andy. I want to compliment Coach Harnberg on something.
Yeah.
4th game of the season, and I have yet to see a Charlie horse.
That's right. That's what I was alluding to earlier in the game. The Atlanta Rabbits, when it comes down to clutch time, they are in condition, and they can go 4 quarters. We used to joke about the quarterbacks. They'd be able to play all night and then run the cross country in the mornings, on Saturday mornings. That's a handoff up the middle. Justice just got, did we fumble it? And Hooks is saying they got it back. What a break. That was Justice, too. He took a solid rack up there in the middle of that Hooks defensive line, and he just couldn't hang on to it. That was tough. Boy, I mean, right down there in
Can you at least get it up?
prime field goal territory, if nothing else. We're going to pick it up at about the 19-yard line of the Atlanta Rabbits, and you know we're fixing this ball going in the air.
Ricky, we'll see them try to do a little more air ball here.
I would think so. I mean, they've had a lot of success throwing the Rabbits secondary off guard, confusing their defensive backs, and there's just, man, that's what I stick with. But of course, I'm wrong.
Oh, here we come.
Here we come, Wishbone. I wonder about that. Justice right back in there on defense. Handoff, and fumble again.
Right in our hands.
Rabbits got it back. So we're playing volleyball now between the Rabbits and the Hornets. That's something I need to bring out. One thing the Hooks coach said earlier in the week in the papers, he was really concerned
Chad
about.
Melton.
Is it Chad Melton? Number 40, Trotter, still down for the Hornets. Number 18, they're just getting up slow. I'm sure they're just upset. But the Hooks coach was really worried about the fumbling they had done earlier in the year. They'd fumbled a couple of games right out from under themselves. And so the Rabbit fans ride back into this game, and a bad situation averted. Now we just got to hope that everybody can hang on to the ball. I'm sure Justice will not let that happen again. Of course, I thought they were going to throw the ball the last play. Dickerson. I want to see. Look at here. Look at here. 3, 4 Hornets. Look at them spread out on the ground. Everett Dickerson showing that power running game he is just so famous for. I mean, he punishes the defenders. And if the later you get in this game, those Hornets have got to be tired of trying to tackle that man, because he just doesn't wear out, and he gets harder and harder to bring down as the game goes on. That was 71 Parker coming off the field now for the Rabbits.
That was more of that up the middle open running that we've been wanting to see.
That's right. The Rabbits offense is making the best showing they've made all year. They're sustaining drives, they're putting things together, and they're controlling the ball. That little fumble, Justice was the first one of the night. On a keeper, Harrison keeps it. Oh, he just faked them all out with that. I can't believe he held onto that ball. And we got a flag.
All right, we got a late hit.
Face mask. I say that. I shouldn't say that. Every time I say that, it goes against us. And we're looking for this call. We got a personal foul on the Hornets. That had to have been a face mask. That was an expensive tackle they made against Harrison. I got to hand Brad Harris one thing. Brad, there I go again. Ken Harrison, one thing tonight. He has taken some really tough licks from those Hornets. Some of them not really of the legal kind over on the sidelines or whatever. And he has risen above it, and he's kept the Rabbits right in this ball game. Minute 37 left to go. The Rabbit fans are on their feet. There's a lot of noise here at Bivens Tri-Stadium tonight. The Rabbits are going to pick it up 1st and 10 after that penalty on the Hooks Hornets 44-yard line, 43, 44-yard line. And there's a minute 25 to go in the third. Oliver Dickerson, and that looks like Justice back there. That's Thomas back there. Oh, man. Now, wait a minute.
Whistle already blown.
They can't give that to them. He had the ball when he went down. And forward progress is going to help a whole lot on that play.
I mean, a whole lot.
Billy Oliver took a serious lick on that play by 3 Hornets, and he managed to get up from that. I'm really impressed. Emu James getting the play from Coach Scharnberg now. Notice Coach Scharnberg's going with his split ends tonight to bring the plays in, but Harrison just can't seem to break old habits. He's still running over to the sidelines. 11 seconds to go on the shot clock. 46 splits out. Harrison sets the line. He fumbles the ball at the line. I don't know if he still got it or not.
There was some illegal procedure on there, too. I'm not sure if they're going to call it or not. That play should have never made it.
No, it was a miscommunication between Harrison and the center, Hunt. There was a lot of noise or crowd noise coming from the Rabbit side of the line. Harrison was trying to keep his eyes on Cale Melton, who split out as a wide receiver on that play, and he looked a little confused.
I think they're going to go ahead and let the clock wind off.
5 seconds to go in the third quarter. Rabbits are on top 7-0 on a big defensive game tonight, and it'll be 3rd and 15 when we come back from the third quarter break. You're watching Atlanta Rabbits football on AQC TV.
Champs Pizza, located at the corner of Highway 59 and 96 in Queen City. Champs is the place to go for great pizza and fun. Every Monday and Tuesday night, go by for the Champs Pizza and AQC TV pizza party beginning at 6 p.m. Watch the official broadcast of Queen City Bulldogs football on Monday, followed by Monday Night Football. On Tuesday night, watch the broadcast of Atlanta Rabbits football, all on their new 27-inch stereo TV. Order any large one-topping pizza for $5 from 6 p.m. till closing. Plus, free pool from 5 to 6 on Monday and Tuesday, and from 6 till 7 on Friday. Champs also has a lunch buffet Sunday through Friday from 12 till 2 for only $2.99. Stop by Champs Pizza, located at the corners of Highway 59 and 96 in Queen City.
Fourth quarter action picking up here for the Atlanta Rabbits at Bivens Tri-Stadium. Barn burner action tonight as the Rabbits got a 7-0 lead over the Hooks Hornets. We start the fourth quarter here. See the Atlanta Rabbits cheerleaders getting the Atlanta Rabbits fans back into this. Big crowd over here in the student section of Bivens Tri-Stadium. Coach Scharnberg getting them cranked up in there, telling them ball control, mental mistakes, let's don't make them. Let's have some blocking on the offensive line. I'm sure he just wants to get these guys focused. This is a big game, and you can look for it to just get tougher. They call this the Rabbit quarter, the fourth quarter. The Rabbit offense looking at a long 3rd and 15, trying to keep a drive alive that they started in the 3rd quarter.
And remember, Andy, we have this habit of coming out with a quick strike in the very first second of each quarter.
That seems to be the pattern. Like I said, the Rabbits offense has been doing some excellent ball control. They haven't been able to get it inside the 20s, though, tonight. Harrison looks back. He's under pressure. He's going to keep it. He throws it way downfield. I hope he doesn't. Oh, my goodness, Randy Garner.
Oh, he's out of bounds.
He caught it out of bounds. I can't believe that play existed. I cannot believe that play existed. Bring it all the way back down here.
Sorry, Ben.
The band's over here playing the Rabbits touchdown song. It was a good throw. I mean, Harrison laid that in there on the money. He outran several Hooks Hornets to get to where he could throw it. I thought he was down twice, too. And instead, we're looking at a 4th and 15 for the Rabbits. They're going to punt it. Boy, if this thing's going so close, I'd love to see a fake right here. Pressure coming in on O'Kelly. He pushes a high spiral. It's going to be hard to handle. And he is just nailed.
Uh-oh.
No, you can't. They're going to call a flag on that. Chances are it's going to be what they call the 2-second rule, or 2-step rule on the Rabbit receiver. But he was blocked into the receiver, so it's going to be interesting.
It was a 33-yard punt with a lot of hang time, close to 4.5 seconds on that.
Referees conferring with each other. Yeah, that was a beautiful kick by O'Kelly. I mean, that spiral hung up there forever.
Right. The Rabbit defenders just had a lot of time to get down there, and the play had already happened. Several of them probably got a little overzealous.
Let's see what happens. Up still. Here we go. We're going to get the indication now. I got illegal use of hands on the Rabbits. Pushing or whatever.
See how they step it off.
Tough break for the Rabbits. Beautiful kick by O'Kelly. And it's hard for me to see that play being called against the Rabbits. I guess they've already stepped it off. They're still only going to be at the 20-yard line. But it could have been a lot worse. So the tackle was blocked in the receiver. Handoff around the left side. Trotter's going to be brought down after about a 3-yard gain. And outside of that Rabbit defensive line, continuing to plug holes every time the Hornets think they found one in it. You got to look for Hooks to get back into that single back set they were having so much success with in the first half and early on in the second half, Steve.
You wonder, though, if that's something they practiced a lot this season, or if that's something they just pulled out for this game. They may not have the ability to follow through with it for the rest of the game.
They came out there with those 3 wide receivers, and they were punishing the Rabbit secondary.
At this point, it looks like the coach doesn't know what he wants to do.
Now that wishbone once again. Hand off to Trotter. Trotter is going to pound his way for about 2, make it 3 more. 10:55 going in the fourth quarter. The Atlanta Rabbits on top by a slim 7-point lead. The Hornets had made a beautiful drive last quarter all the way down to the Rabbit 25 or 30 yard, make it the 30-yard line, and then threw an interception by Brad McCall that broke that drive's back. But they had been showing they could drive the ball on the Rabbits.
You'd really like to see them hold them right here.
Dickerson and Justice in at the tackles now for the Rabbits. That ought to be interesting. Dickerson is in the backfield. What more can you say? You cannot coach that. You cannot teach that. You cannot substitute for that. Everett Dickerson came through that line so quick the Hooks Hornets had no time to react. He grabbed the quarterback like a rag doll and threw him down. He did that against Mount Pleasant last week and totally stunned him.
Did you see him come through?
Yes, I was watching him the whole play, and it was just unreal how quick he shot that gap. Oh, and it's a high bobble snap. There's Rabbits all over the quarterback and punter, and it's fumbled. The Rabbits are going to pick it up. That's a Melton boy that picked it up and ran it down for another 4 yards.
Chad Melton.
Chad Melton, coach.
Here he comes again.
a Melton, or a Melton. The great Rabbit Melton pot making a big display tonight. They're all over the field, and they just made a great play. Pressure on the Hooks punter, but not that much. It was just a bad high snap, and it gave the Rabbits a big break. At 9:35 in the fourth.
That's probably going to put us on, what, about the 6-yard line, headed that way.
6, yeah, make it first and goal from about the 6. I don't know what Coach Sharnsburg's going to try here, but it's very possible. We're going to see Dickerson. We got Thomas in the backfield now. Hopefully that hip corner's not bothering him too bad. Hand off to Thomas, and he is met at the line of scrimmage. He may have fell even or maybe even picked up half a yard. All right. I didn't get the number on that freight train that hit him. Oh, he was wrapped. That was 71 for the Hornets. Joe Hubbard, excellent job tonight. Hubbard just a junior kid.
It looks like he still picked up one.
72, Marwin Oliver in there on the Rabbit offensive line now. And we're sticking with Dickerson and Thomas in the backfield. And Garner comes over in the left. 2 tight ends set for the Rabbits with Oliver. I don't know what's going on with this. Harrison on the keeper, and he's going to be brought down at the line.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
So we're bringing up a 3rd and 6 for the Rabbits. They need to get some points off this, and preferably not off the foot of Adam O'Kelly. Coach Sharnberg showing that 2 tight end set for the first time this year tonight. They've had some success with it tonight.
We found a lot of strength in the line on that, too. The spots where the ends have been getting covered up in the last couple of weeks, they've been able to contain them.
Yeah, Jimmy Hansen, number 61, back in there for the Rabbits tonight after getting a little roughed up in the last couple of games. All right, we're going to the 2 splits now. We've got Oliver and James. All right, Harrison's looking to throw. He's rolling out.
He's got a wide open Jeff Fouts.
Keep it, and he's going to be brought down inside the 5-yard line. I guess he just couldn't see over the Fouts. So we're going to bring up a 4th down, and Coach Sharnberg from the 2 has a big decision to make here, Steve.
I don't think he really has much of a choice. You got to put the points on the board the easiest way you can.
Well, we've got 8:10 to go in the quarter, and in the game for that matter. The Rabbits have got 1 timeout left. I don't think he's going to spend it here. They got it out of bounds, so they've got time to set the ball.
You see O'Kelly isn't looking, but what, a 10-yard or a 20-yard field goal here.
This is an extra point. And it's no doubt. No doubt. And the Rabbits pick up a 10-point lead on the Hooks Hornets with 8:07 to go in the 4th. The Rabbits expand their lead. You're watching Atlanta Rabbits football right here on AQC TV.
Melanie Thompson Insurance, located at 102 West Hiram in Atlanta. America can depend on Farmers Insurance, and Atlanta, Queen City can depend on Melanie Thompson Insurance for auto, life, or home insurance. That's Melanie Thompson Insurance, located at 102 West Hiram, Atlanta. Call her at 796-7403 or 796-5853. America can depend on Farmers Insurance, and Atlanta, Queen City can depend on Melanie Thompson Insurance.
Back to 4th quarter action here at Bivens Tri-Stadium. The Atlanta Rabbits with a 10-point lead over the Hooks Hornets. 8:07 to go in the quarter. Rabbits just picked up a good-looking 3-pointers off the foot of Adam O'Kelly, Steve.
That's right.
All right. O'Kelly getting ready to kick. Number 18 for the Hornets, right back to receive.
Oh. How much more can you ask for?
That thing was in the stratosphere. Rabbits all over the place. Right, looking for some running room. He picks up a block or 2, but he's going to be nailed at about the...
Right at the 20.
Make it a 20-yard line. I'm not sure that was worth it.
First district game tonight, right, Andy?
Yes, sir.
How many district games has Hooks lost in the last 3 seasons?
0.
That's right.
Well, the Hooks Hornets were not too thrilled about the Rabbits moving into this district anyway. They let it be known in the papers. They let it be known to everybody that would listen. And so I'm sure this is kind of hard for them right now. They are definitely not out of this game at 7:59. They've showed they can quick strike through the heart of that Rabbits line whenever they get the inkling, and they're coming out in that single back three split end job that tore the Rabbits up earlier. So let's see. They're going right to the passing game, too. Quarterback looks over him. He's got all kinds of pressure. 53 Hunt on his face, and it's up the middle and caught by 81 for the Hornets. It's Josh Malone, and he's going to be brought down right at a first down.
He might have been dropped back before he even made it.
It's going to be close. Either way, I mean, it's first and 10.
Give it to him.
Yeah, first and 10, second and 1. I mean, it's just another excuse to throw a pass. So many Rabbit crowds here on the sideline tonight. Rabbits fans packing into Bivens Tri-Stadium for this one. Okay, we got McCall and James at the corners tonight. 23, Collins hankering up that safety, and these guys have got a job to do now as the Hornets go straight back to the passing game. Garner buries the Hornet.
10 yards.
He never had a chance. He never got to even look at his receivers. Randy Garner gets a game ball for that one. That play rake's right up there with Everett's blast through the line down there to rattle a quarterback on the last series.
There again, it's speed.
And we talk about the speed, and then we got to talk about the strength of some of these young men. I mean, Coach Schaumburg says some of these guys pushing close to 300 pounds. That's a lineman.
Yeah.
Single back set, trip, splits for the Hornets. What do we got here? We got a bobble play. He's throwing deep. There's going to be a flag. We're going to get, no, it's going to be offensive interference, I'm pretty sure. The Hornet, number 84, and I say I'm pretty sure, Philip Birdwell for the Hornets was all over Brad McCall. But that doesn't mean anything.
They've all come forward.
Everybody's moving up. I don't know what's fixing to happen here. But he was just pushing all over Brad McCall as he was going for they're declining it. They're going to, the Rabbits are getting the call. No, Coach Varnberg is saying, take it. And one coach overrides three team captains.
How do you not take it?
Mikhail just is out there declining that thing. And Coach Yarnberg's about to do cartwheels on the sideline, pointing for him to push them back absolutely as far as they can. Like I was saying earlier, Brad McCall is in perfect position to pick up his second interception of the night. And Birdwell for the Hornets was just pulling on his shoulder pads. It was easy to call that one interference. And then when he got his hands on them, and then when the ball came down, I mean, it was just a free-for-all. That Ben Collins, that sophomore they brought up off the junior varsity, he is having a super game tonight back there at the safety position. Oh, Savage and Justice are fixing to. Ball's loose. Everett Dickerson and Mikhail Justice, Randy Garner, and Mitch Savage.
That's another 10 yards backwards.
4th and 40. 4th and 30.
4th and 30.
4th and 30 for the Hornets now. We're definitely in a punting situation.
Remember, they started out this drive on the 20.
They did, and they're behind that now. Hornets had a good-looking drive going, and then things just fell apart. Hornets scrambling to get somebody off. Here comes the punt. Juggle snap. Oh, Dickerson was this close to getting the block. Here comes Oliver. Hands on the ball. This man is dangerous. He picks up a couple of blocks. He tries a couple of moves. He's going to pick up an extra 4 or 5 before he's brought down. Oh, make it on the Hornet 34-yard line. There's 6 minutes left in the game. I'm sure Coach Schaumburg's looking at would love to have some more points on this game.
Oh, it's a perfect strike zone right here, too. Not too much more. He can go ahead and go for another field goal. You got that comfort level where he doesn't have to worry so much about getting another touchdown. Another touchdown's going to ice the game right here, but even a field goal is going to make it hard for Hooks to feel like they can come back.
And you can feel the momentum shifting over to the Rabbits now. The band getting everybody into this. You can see the players on the sidelines a lot more relaxed. The coaches feeling a lot more comfortable with the calls. Dickerson and Thomas now in the backfield. Harrison hands up. Oh, he fakes that one. He's on the keeper, and he's going to be brought down for about a 2-yard loss. Tommy Thomas took a hit up there on that one. And it's number 85, Billy Ford, who's late getting up for the Hornets. Oh, man, he laid a hit on Thomas. Impressed me. Timeout called by the Hornets now. I'm sure they want to think this one over. They need to get their hands on the ball. 5:49 to go in the fourth. Big standing O by the Rabbit fans. And we'll take a break and be back with more action right here on AQC TV.
Champs Pizza, located at the corner of Highway 59 and 96 in Queen City. Champs is the place to go for great pizza and fun. Every Monday and Tuesday night, go by for the Champs Pizza and AQC TV Pizza Party beginning at 6 p.m. Watch the official broadcast of Queen City Bulldogs football on Monday, followed by Monday Night Football. On Tuesday night, watch the broadcast of Atlanta Rabbits football, all on their new 27-inch stereo TV. Order any large one-topping pizza for $5 from 6 p.m. till closing. Plus, free pool from 5 to 6 on Monday and Tuesday, and from 6 till 7 on Friday. Champs also has a lunch buffet Sunday through Friday from 12 till 2 for only $2.99. Stop by Champs Pizza, located at the corners of Highway 59 and 96 in Queen City.
Start the playback. Thomas and Dickerson once again. Harrison looking to throw. He's going. Ooh, this could be 6. No flags. 82. KC Kid. That was sweet, Steve. I mean, that was sweet.
There's not an adjective to describe it.
I mean, Ken Harrison was looking for Kid all the way down that field. He zeroed in on him. Kid just kept pushing it. Something we haven't had a receiver do really good for a long time.
All Casey had to do was turn around and look, and there's the ball waiting on him.
I mean, that was a perfect strike. The Rabbits are using some offense now. Harris he didn't even play by which receiver he was looking at. O'Kelly trying to put the extra one on the board, make it a 17-0 fumble. McCall, he's a quarterback now. He throws it. It's a touch, and it's going to be caught by Fouch. 2 points. I couldn't get it out of my mouth quick enough. Brad McCall is a very good quarterback in his own right.
That was heads-up play.
Hang on, Fouch is still down.
He's had back troubles earlier in the week, actually at the last game.
And the refs are calling timeout. Jeff, I hope he's up.
All right.
Jeff, don't scare us like that. Beautiful heads-up play by Jeff Fouch and Brad McCall. Brad McCall, excellent quarterback in his own right. Just throws it over the heads of the Hornets who weren't ready for it, and Fouch brings it in. 18-0, Rabbits over the Hornets. You're watching Rabbits football on AQC TV.
Musical question in the A2C TV Musicians Corner Gibson Acoustic Guitar Giveaway. What Cass County native promoted the Walton Wood Project with a CD titled Common Thread? Do you know the answer? Then keep watching for details on how this correct answer could help you win this Gibson acoustic guitar from your friends at Musicians Corner in Queen City and Hometown Television, A2C TV.
Full boot from the guys in the truck here as the Atlanta Rabbits get ready to kick the ball off to the Hooks Hornets with a commanding 18-0 lead over the Hornets now. That was Steve, the good-looking one over there without the hair on his face.
No glasses or a cap.
Yeah. All right. Who's that? Getting some scores in up here. Just got called in. What'd you pick it up?
New Boston over Queen City in the fourth quarter, 7-6.
That's interesting.
They're having the kind of game we were having 3 quarters.
Okay. Dickerson spotting the ball for O'Kelly as we get ready for a kickoff. Hornets got one man deep. That's 32. Ken Harris. Oh, he nailed that one.
Smuffed.
Juggled. He's still got some running room. O'Neal locks him up at about the 25-yard line, and he gets some help from 41. That's Radine Edwards in there to lay that one in there. And Everett Dickerson just piled in there on top of it. These guys fired up.
I was about to say, I hope with 18 points they don't think they can just go ahead and slow up, but that hit tells me that they're still fired up and ready to go out there.
That's right. And you got to remember one thing Coach Scharnberg does like to do as often as he can is put guys who aren't starting on offense or defense on those special teams, and so they're rested up and they're ready to lay some flicks. Okay, you know the Hornets, we've got to be looking at that split-end set they've been trying all night with the single tailback, and that tailback is going to be 81 for the Hornets.
We got a new one here.
That's Malone, but We got a man in motion, 22 coming around the right side. We know we're looking past now. And Mitch Savage gets picked up at the line of scrimmage, and this ball is caught. Oh, good moves by number 22, Danielle Wise of the Hornets. He's going to pick up the first down and get the ball out of bounds. I'm sure this is what they're wanting, you know. I'm sure the Rabbits are trying to avoid giving up the big score, and the Hornets are trying to nickel and dime this thing down the field using as little clock as they can. So it's going to be an interesting strategy between Coach Melton's defense and the...
Right, because remember, hooks is a ball control. Don't go fast. Just take the ball. You know, they have no choice now, though. They got to go forward as fast as they can.
Now, with them coming out with all these passes, this is fixing to show the conditioning of Coach Scharnberg's Rabbits, because they are going to be running all over this field. 22 in motion around the right side. Once again, 2 tight ends, single back. He's looking across the middle, and he got a hand on him. Oh, man, he was sitting there wide open. He's finally brought down by Melton. Now, how did that happen? 84 for the Hornets. That's Philip Birdwell. We've called his number a couple times tonight. Finally being brought down by Melton. I guess whenever the quarterback starts scrambling and threw the secondary off into the pursuit mode, and they just kind of slid off the receivers, and that hurt. That's being brought back, though. I didn't see the flag. Did you, Stu?
I didn't see a flag either.
Holding. That's not the way to get back into the football game. When you're down 18 points, 5 go in the game, mental mistakes will kill you. So now you're looking at 2nd and 11 as to where they were looking at 1st and 10 from just about midfield. 5:12 on the clock, 18-point lead, the Atlanta Rabbits. I'm sure Coach Scharnberg's feeling a lot better about his offense than he has in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Oliver now out here at this cornerback. That's something to look at. And 23, Ben Collins playing that safety position. Coach Scharnberg obviously wanting to bleed a little speed in there.
Shot clock down.
2, 1, and it's going to be too much time called against the Hornets. And it looks like we had a little movement. You know, he actually was given at least an extra second to get that ball off.
At least, and the movement came after the whistle was blown, so I don't think they're going to give him that.
The Hornets making, 2 mental mistakes in a row now with the penalties. It's got to be tough on them.
Better know to dig in the grave a little bit deeper.
Now, Clay, number 62 for the Rabbits, checking in now and he's going to give Mikhail Justice a well-deserved rest. Coach, give him a pat on the head as he comes in. Mikhail has just been stellar tonight. This whole Rabbit team has. Savage setting the defense. Oh, he just gets that one off. It's in the hands of Brad. I want to see Brad run this. Come on, Brad. And he finally is just wrestled down. I want to see him run it and not get that. Good play, Brad. Mitch Savage right back there with him. And the Atlanta Rabbits take over with 4:18 to go on an interception. That's the hazards when you're trying to come from behind on the pass. You got to hang it up there. Everybody in the secondary knows when you're that far down, you're going to throw it, and they were ready for it. McCall picks up his second interception tonight.
Second interception, but see what's happened is the desperation on the Hook's part.
Yeah.
They have no choice. They've got to go for it.
And a team like Hooks, who lives out of the wishbone offense, is not really comfortable coming out with all these passes, and it's got to be tough on them right now. Now, it's going to be interesting to see the kind of plays Coach Scharnberg comes out here with. We still got 4 minutes and 18 seconds. I don't think he's ready to back off yet. Steve, this has by far been one of the most exciting football games I've seen in a long time. I mean, we had the big defensive struggle, and then all of a sudden, just when you thought the Hooks Hornets were fixing to break loose on the Rabbits, it turned around the other way, and here we are, 18 points ahead.
Right, and without all the scoring, or without Hooks having scored at all at this point, it's almost a lot like the Kilgore game, except for the fact that the Rabbits have been able to come back on each series and show us even more offense than they did on the series.
Yes, they're showing a lot of poise. Now, one thing I can have these Rabbit tailbacks, with the exception of Mikhail Justice fumble down there, which was just blasted out of his hands, man, we're not really giving up any fumbles tonight.
No fumbles and no penalties, to say the least. We've had just a couple, but it's nothing like we've had in the past couple of weeks.
We had that one interception down there at the goal line on Harris. That that was expensive.
That's right. It's a disciplined team that goes places, and that's what we're seeing right here from Atlanta. It's a lot more discipline than we have against the 4A teams.
Tommy Thomas still in the backfield for the Rabbits. That hip corner obviously not behind. Big miscommunication. Fumble. The Hornets probably
went back into our hand. Nope.
Yeah, they're pointing they got it. It's hard to tell, though. The refs are pointing they got it even before they unstack them. Aren't you supposed to wait? They're calling timeout.
I think Everett was down before they...
Yeah, they're pointing.
They're going to give it to
Rabbits. So here we go. That was a big mix-up on the assignments by the tailbacks for the Rabbits defense. All right, the offense. Dickerson and Thomas seemed to be pushing through the same hole, and Harrison wasn't set with the ball, and then Dickerson barely got his hands on it.
And there again, what were we just bragging on?
That's ball control. So, trying to shut my mouth.
You hate to spot them anything right here with this little time left in the game.
Now, this is something you're going to see. Everett Dickerson coming in at that tackle for Marwin Oliver, and he's sitting beside number 62, Mingo Clay for the Rabbits. We still got Hunt and Randy Garner out at the defensive ends. Fields, Melton, and Savage setting the linebackers. McCall. I'll get him in a second. Handoff up the middle. Dickerson,
Mingo
Savage, and we got to give that one all the way to Mingo, though. He just locked number 40 Trotter up and just set him on his heels. That's Ben Collins back there at the other safety for the Rabbits, or the lone safety for the Rabbits now.
I'm still hearing that hit.
Oh, that hurt. Now, one thing that I'm sure Coach Sharmer's got to be real happy with his play of Ben Collins. It's been quiet tonight, but he's really held on to that secondary, and he's made a good showing for his first varsity showing after being brought up from just JV just this week. Justice in there at the tackle now. Throw over the middle to a Hooks receiver. Oh! And it's going to be complete for a first down pickup. One thing, that was something the Hornets haven't been able to do all night. They blocked all the Rabbits tackles out of that play and gave the Hornet quarterback time to throw the ball. Fields checking in now with the defensive set. Mingo and Dickerson still in there at the tackles. Let's see what you know. They got to go with it. They've got to go for it. 3:18 to go. They're dropping back. Oh, Mitch Savage on the safety blitz. He just barely misses. Quarterback number 13, Justin Wells. That ball's picked up after about a 5-yard gain.
What's bad, Andy, is the Hooks people are going to
hurry up. Do what?
What's bad is the Hooks people are going to be wanting to know why they weren't doing this all night.
Well, they couldn't. And you start getting into these prevent defenses, and a lot of things open up that haven't been there before. Wide receiver goes in motion around the right side. Here comes Field. He's blocked out. He's got pressure. Oh! Did you get the number?
Randy Garner.
Number 80, Randy Garner nailed him. Cody Milton just riding him onto the side. Chad Milton, excuse me, riding him onto the sideline. Refs calling timeout on themselves. Oh, that hurt. I hope this young man's not hurt. Oh, he took a solid lick there. He thought whenever he flushed out of the pocket, he picked up 2 good blocks.
You know, Randy may be one of the few guys we have on our team that matches up with the Hooks players as far as size goes.
Yeah, you hate number 13 for the Hornets, Justin Wells, played a good game, and he's had a lot of pressure tonight. That's not the first hard lick he's taken.
No, it's not.
And, I mean, that was a hit.
And if it wasn't for a block by one of his tailbacks his tailback back there, he would have got it a lot earlier than he did.
Now, this is something. We don't even have another quarterback listed for Hooks. And he has to come off the field for one play.
I think I saw number 12 come in.
No, number 18, I think. No, we've got number 12. That could be either one of them, I guess, could play the quarterback. So we set back interesting. It's number 18. That's Anthony Wright, the tailback for the Hornets. A very good tailback, in fact. And he sets. Now got a man tight end coming in motion. We've got 3 receivers. He's got blocking, but he doesn't have the arm. I'm sure Welch is fixing to get back into this game quick. And just enough time to get his headgear pulled off, sit down, and come back home. He had men open, too.
Well, this is pretty much the game right here for Hooks.
Yeah.
4th down.
4th and 13. There's 2 minutes left.
Yeah, it's even more than 13.
Now, look down here on the sidelines. Got the rabbit bunny hop going on. Here we go. 4th and 13. Quarterback scrambles back. He's got pressure all day long. Dickerson grabs him and manhandles it.
That's a 14-yard loss.
The speed and power of Everett Dickerson.
Everett puts us into their territory.
That is incredible. I mean, his speed. That's the second time tonight he's got his hands on a quarterback and just pulled him down like he didn't even exist. So the Rabbits pick it up, 2 minutes left to go. Thomas checking in with the Rabbits along with Jeff Bouch. Randy Garner coming out. Big standing O's have to go out to the Rabbit defense tonight. Milton checking off the field now. Sophomores kicking in for the Rabbits tonight, Steve.
That's right.
Good sign. Coach Schomburg's got to find a team that works. Here comes Dickerson. He's screaming around the left side. He's got some running room. Uh-oh. This could be trouble for the Hornets. Knocked out at the 30-yard line. Knocked out at the 30-yard line. Everett Dickerson turned that corner, got a good block, and he poured it on. And you got to kind of feel sorry for the man that hit him there, Steve.
Yeah, Everett had a full head of steam there. If he hadn't been that close to the sideline, he was gone.
I mean, he hit Everett, and Everett kind of just coasted out of bounds, but the man that hit him he just stopped. Now we got a timeout with 1:59 to go in the game. The Atlanta Rabbits on top, 18-0 over the Hook Hornets, and you're watching the Atlanta Rabbits football on AQC TV.
No matter what the job, the lightweight, rugged 025 chainsaw from Steel will please everyone. With its unique safety features and power ordinarily found on professional saws, the 025 will tackle all your jobs with ease. Steel, why compromise? Available at Price Hardware in Atlanta for only $299.95 with a 16-inch bar. That's Steel at Price Hardware, 302 North Williams, here in Atlanta.
Rabbit cheerleaders having something really to cheer about tonight, Steve.
Oh, no doubt, Andy. It's not like they haven't had stuff in the last couple of games. It's just all coming to a head right here. And the biggest game we're going to have this season until the playoffs get here.
1:59 to go in the game. Rabbits solidly over the Hooks Hornets, 18-0. I'm sure Coach Scharnberg wants to burn 2 minutes of clock and take this one in the locker room. Nothing fancy.
Well, we got some more clean jerseys coming in here, so it's going to be some more experience gainers.
Now, you got Thomas and Dickerson still in that backfield. I mean,
I was looking at the line.
Oh, and Oliver, and who's that, 71, Antonio Parker. Jump. That's unusual for Parker. He didn't make any mental mistakes at all, really. That's the first, matter of fact, that's the first penalty against him I can remember all year. So the Rabbits get to go backwards 5.
Well, the good news is it's only the second penalty this quarter for the Rabbits.
Really? Yes. That's great. The conditioning of the Atlanta Rabbits showing here in the late moments of the fourth quarter. Hooks looks like they're tired. The Rabbits, I mean, albeit they're winning, that helps a lot, but they got a lot of speed and a lot of power left. Pitch to Thomas. He's met right there at the line of scrimmage.
No rags all over the field.
That's probably going to be another procedure call on the Rabbits. They killed a few seconds off the clock, down to 1:47 to go. Boy, that hurt. That was a good lick. The referee calling. Referee calling one of the captains over for the Hornets. Harrison discussing it with him. I don't know what they're going to do. Procedure call on the Rabbits. 70, Chris Varney kick coming off the field now for the Rabbits. Putting some, and we're going to see Brandon Thompson come in and take over the quarterbacking duties for Ken Harrison, who has had an excellent game tonight, Steve. So Coach Scharnberg, like I said, letting the fresh jerseys in. They still leaving those hands in the backfield, though. Dickerson and
that play was on 1st and 15, right? And we just got another penalty, right?
And it's still 1st and 15. There
it should be 1st and 20.
They've got the sticks line. They're calling time. Oops. Hey, what is this?
They just told us second down. We must have lost it.
All right, we got it now. Handoff up the middle to Thomas. That's 6 points. He's gone. And number 40 for the Hornets, Jeremiah Trotter is the only man to even get close to him on that play, and he didn't have a chance. I mean, when Tommy blew through that line, it was over before it started.
You think he was a little upset about the last play?
Oops. Hey, he was not happy with that at all. I mean, the Rabbits were on a 1st and 20, and I mean, all they were trying to do is kill the clock, and I mean, Tommy blew through their line like there was a, hey, that hole's big enough for a truck to go through. It's up. It's good. And the Rabbits go on top, 24-0 over, 25-0 over the Hooks Hornets. Minute 37 to go in the game, and you're watching Atlanta Rabbits football on AQC TV.
Close to the TV. And let me let you in on one of the best kept secrets in Cass County. The best lunch is at Ogburns Grocery, Farm to Market Road 74 in Queen City. Lunch is served daily from 11 to 2. So come on by and find out one of the best kept secrets in Cass County. Ogburns Grocery, Farm to Market Road 74. They're Bulldog proud in Queen City.
Rabbit band starting to play that victory song. A minute 37 to go in the game. The Rabbits on top, 25-0. One thing we want to make note of right quick is for people watching the game, if you'd like a copy of tonight's game, stop by the AQC studios over off Loop 59 in Atlanta, and they'll set you up with one for about $15 a copy.
And what a way to have this game forever.
That's right. You know, if you're a parent or somebody of the game and you'd like to have a copy of it, Lynn and Randy would be glad to set you up with one. And we've got old Kelly handling the kicking duties for the Rabbits now. That's McNeely there, I believe. That's what a number. I can't get it.
David McNeely.
Yeah, number 45, David McNeely out there setting the ball now. Rabbit band's going to get loud down here. Oh, Kelly, he's going to pop this one. Look at there. Knuckleball. Hey, that's the best handle the Hornets receivers had tonight. Good block down there. Oh,
That's Mr. Collins. Ben Collins, sophomore caller. He has had a game.
I'm going to tell you what, that man not to ever played a game of varsity ball before has just impressed me, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot of good things from him.
That's the same as a baseball player getting a stolen base on his first game.
Now, you got to look. There's a minute 27 to go in the game. The Rabbits on top, 25 points. Not much chance of the Hornets coming back, but you can see them trying to put something on this board. Like you said, they haven't lost a district game in 3 years. The Rabbits are on top, and not only are they losing it, they're losing it with a shutout.
That's right.
I'm sure the Hornets are not going to stand by idly and let this happen.
You know, a lot of this game goes back to the last game for us last year. So,
yeah, that's true. Okay, we got a little pitch to the outside. I don't know what they were trying to do with
Randy
that.
Garner, Chad Melton, and
we got a Melton, we got a Justice, we got an Oliver. I'll just give it to the defense. I mean, that was a good play. And interesting. I don't know if they were trying to set up a halfback pass on it because he looked like he pulled up right before he got hit.
Hooks has had only one rush this quarter that's been for positive yardage.
Rather, the defense just, this is where Coach Scharnberg and Coach Miller have wanted this defense all year. And this is the first time really since they started playing, actual games that they've locked up against somebody actually their own size. And the Rabbits making an impressive showing tonight. Okay, quarterback rolls out right, and he's drugged down. These front four of the Rabbits, Justice and Hunt and Garner and Oliver, they know it's going to be a pass. They're just blowing through there right past the blockers. They're not even giving the tailbacks any respect. And
the game clock's ahead of the shot clock. It's all academic at this point.
Yeah, 19 seconds to go. They may try and get another one off, or they may just put this one in the bank. The Rabbits are going to win this one, it looks like. Hornets are going to call. They're just going to walk this one out.
They're going to walk it out.
They're going to walk this one out.
No sense in getting anybody hurt.
And
that's a happy sound, ain't it?
That's right. The Rabbit fans counted down and put this one in the record books. The Atlanta Rabbits' first district game in 13 3As, a 25-0 shutout over the Hooks Hornets.
Rabbit fans can't wait to get on the field and congratulate those players.
Hey, the Hornets and the Rabbits lining up out there shaking hands. tough game tonight. No real hard feelings between the players. It's something nice to see. No fights broke out. I'm sure the coach has got to be positive about that. Way back with some closing thoughts right after this message on AQC TV.
For Cooper Tires, go by Queen City Tire in Queen City. Mountain and balance are free with 10% off tire sale at Cooper Tires. Queen City Tire, Queen City. Go by and see Kenneth Thompson, Lara Farrell, Jeff March, and Clifford McCaslin for Cooper Tires at Queen City Tire. Highway 59, Queen City. Cooper Tires at Queen City Tire.
Back to after-game celebrations going on down here in the field of Bivens Trice Stadium. The Atlanta Rabbits coasting a 25-0 shutout over the Hooks Hornets, and this is the first game of the Atlanta Rabbits they've ever played in District 13-3A, and it's a good way to start it off and a good way to break a 2-game losing streak, Steve.
That's right, Eddie. Slow going in the first, but total domination by the end. It's a great trend to begin right here for our first game in this district.
We're going to talk to Coach Scharnberg here in a few minutes after the game. You'll see at the coaches show, and I'm sure he's going to be really happy about the way his sophomores came in from the junior varsity, stepped in, showed some real leadership.
Well, it was time for the team to show character. If they were going to do anything for the rest of the season, this was the game where they had to show us what they were made of.
And indeed they did. The senior players for the Rabbits, Justice, Dickerson, they came in, they played, had some really powerful games. Ken Harrison finally getting into the running mode, got a few passes completed, picked up a touchdown strike to Garner. Good looking play. I mean, this is things that the other teams in the district got to be worrying about.
That's right, Andy. It's all we can ask for is next week, Pleasant Grove.
That's right. The Rabbits are going to travel to Texarkana, Texas to take on the Pleasant Grove Hawks at 7:30 at the stadium up there. I don't know what the name of it is. Pleasant Grove Stadium. We'll be playing them. That's coming up this Friday night. If you got time, you're not working, you're real busy, why don't you come on up and support the Rabbits, because I know it's going to be a head-rocking game. The Rabbits are on a roll, and we're looking forward to more good football from the Atlanta Rabbits. I'm Andy Rushing.
Along with Steve Rushing.
And we appreciate you joining us again this night. Stay tuned for the Coaches Show right here on AQC TV, and we'll see you next Tuesday night. Thank you. Have a good night.
Are you being bugged? Then give Steve or Andy a call at Russian Pest Control, 796-7533. Complete Pest Control. Call Steve or Andy and they'll come rushing to your aid. That's Russian Pest Control. Call them at 796-7533. Russian Pest Control.
Atlanta High Coaches Show brought to you by Rushing Pest Control here on AQC Hometown Television. With me is Coach Ben Scharnberg, and an excited Coach Ben Scharnberg, a happy Coach Ben Scharnberg. Wow.
Well, it's great to be here this morning, Steve. Let me tell you, it was a good win for us last night, and you know, anytime you can start district play, especially with a win over a team like Hooks, you know, it's a great feeling not only for your kids but for your staff and for your program. And you know, we told our kids all week long, you know, everybody kept saying why Hooks right off the bat. I'm a little bit different than other people. I kind of like going after my foes right off the bat, and because the next morning you're going to know where you are, and you know you're either going to have to, you know, buckle it up and go, which you're going to have to do anyway. But I'm really tickled. I really am. It was a good win for us last night.
Well, compared to the last 2 weeks, did you make any significant changes, something that provided a catalyst for last night, or was it just something you've been waiting to see happen?
I think the catalyst last night was the simple fact that we played 5 tough people in a row and 5 4A people in a row in 2 scrimmages and 3 games. And I think you can look at those people who they've beaten since they've beaten us a couple of times. And, of course, Mount Pleasant got beat last night by a fine Henderson team. Liberty Idlo knocked off Carthage last night, which has a fine football team. So, it speaks highly for our schedule that we had, and it speaks highly for our kids, I think. But it's great to be back and to play 3A people again.
Right.
Your kids get to a point to where they get beat up a little bit, they get frustrated a little bit, and our kids were frustrated. We did eliminate some things that a lot of our mistakes that we've committed in the previous weeks, and we were a lot more sound last night, I think, in what we were doing. And that goes back to 3 weeks ago when we just decided as a staff, listen, we've got to go into the game with about 6 or 7 basic running plays and about 4 or 5 basic pass plays and maybe mix in a few little trick things every once in a while, and because our kids are having a hard time picking stuff up. And changes we made on the offensive front, again, I think have helped us. We pulled up 3 kids this last week to help us last night from JV, who really helped us tremendously last night. And, it's a good team effort. It really was.
Ben Collins played an exceptional game, especially be his first varsity game. Has he been playing like this on JV, or was he even more surprising last night than you hoped?
No, Ben has done a good job, Steve, on the JV. He was one of those 3 that we moved up. Ben he's an exceptional athlete. He's an exceptional kid. He's a good kid. And another one we moved up was Jason Frost, who saw a lot of action last night at center. We have not had a backup center, so we needed a backup center, and Frosty's done a great job for us on the JV, and he did a tremendous job for us last night. Cale Melton, we moved up as a backup deep snapper and tight end. Cale's a tremendous blocker and has good hands. I just didn't throw any to him last night, but he did a great job for us. Those 3 kids did a super job. But I think the key again is defense. I think anytime you can go into a game against a team like Hooks that lines up against you meat on meat and wants to go at you 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and they had 32 rushes for 39 yards last night and threw for maybe 60. Anytime you can hold a football team of that caliber under 100 yards total offense, I think it speaks for your defense. It's like I tell Coach Melton and the coaches, just keep us in the ball game, and sooner or later we're going to uncrank it, and we'll be able to go. So, and that's the case.
Right. Well, once again, we ended up being a 4th quarter team. The offensive line looked a little bit better last night. Were there any severe changes there? Is it just starting to gel?
I think what it is, Steve, I think we're finally starting to come on. Again, the simplicity that we've got on offense. Again, last night after the game, we kept telling our kids and we kept telling ourselves as a staff, let's stay with what we're doing. We cannot get antsy. We can't out-coach ourselves. Not that any of us are really capable of doing that anyway. There's a lot of people out there who don't think we know it anyway. But, it's we just got to keep it simple for our kiddos. And right now they're responding well. Donnie Hunt's doing a great job at center. But our objective is to get Frost, Jason in there to where Donnie can go defense most of the time. And Chris Kidd's doing a good job at right guard. Jimmy Hansen at right tackle. Anthony Nickelberry, who I moved from a running back to a guard. And Marvin Oliver. We're still needing one other kid to really come through at us for that left tackle. But and then you got Jeff, you got Randy, and you got Cale now, who can play a heck of a tight end. So, if I need to go to 2 tight ends, I've got Jeff and Cale now to where Randy doesn't have to come in there quite so much. But, no, I think it's a great team effort. Specialty teams did great for us last night. We've got kids that are loving to get down the field and hit. And, we just got to keep that momentum.
Right. Well, I noticed that on the special teams, we did see a return to the chase it down, go down, find them.
That's right.
Seek and destroy.
That's right.
That's great to see because that's intensity. And I think over the last 2 weeks we had seen the intensity level. I know we're playing bigger teams. It's like David up against Goliath.
It is.
But now this week this is a devastating blow. You guys force the issue as far as being a tough power in this district. Do you anticipate any morale problems or trying to keep them up at this point?
If I don't see where we can. We set a goal. We knew coming out of our first 3 pre-district games that if we won those 3, that'd be great. We wanted to come out of those 3 feeling good about ourselves. We did against Kilgore. Liberty Idlo was I don't even want to talk about it anymore. It's water under the bridge. It was something that wasn't meant to be. Mount Pleasant, we came on and played better. But we knew going into district that, we had to feel good about ourselves. We had a good feeling going into it. We knew it was going to be tough. And again, if our kids can't stay up to play the next 6 ball games, we don't deserve to make the playoffs and win it or get second or whatever. But I don't think we will. Our kids are eager. They've got a lot still to prove to a lot of people. So, and as a coaching staff, you can take it to the bank. I'm not going to let them slide.
Right.
So, we're just going to go back to work.
Okay. Next week we got Pleasant Grove up. New team for us virtually, but an old coach, Rodney Russell. Do you expect him to take some of what he knows from the past and use it, or is he going to be trying everything he can just to stay in the ball game?
If Rodney's watching this, I'll tell you right now, Rodney will do whatever he's got to do to try to beat Atlanta, and that's Rodney Russell. Rodney's a good coach. He always has his kids well prepared. And, they won last night, first district ball game. They're tied with us, for the district lead, along with Redwater and New Boston. So, it's, this district's wide open. Goodness, we've only played one district game. So, you've got to play every week in and week out. So it's going to be tough. They're more of a wide open team than they're kind of going to do what Hooks did to us last night, second half. They're going to spread us out, I believe. And then last night, they ran the ball quite a bit. Right. So they've really been going back and forth. But I feel good about our defense. I think right now our kids, we've got a bunch of kids over there that adjust well. So I think if we practice hard and work hard, I think good things can happen for us.
Right. And speaking of practicing, Kenneth Harrison last night showed us a little bit of what we've been waiting to see. Passing was a little more on the mark. His running abilities, we really haven't seen any running out of him, and I know he amassed a lot of yards last year. Is he just going to get better as time goes on, you think?
Well, it goes back again to, I think if we would have been playing people maybe like some of these other people were playing in the first 3 ball games, that I think he'd have miraculous stats now. Right. But I think, the kid he's starting to settle down a little bit more. He was gun shy, a little shell shocked, but I think we feel good about it right now. He's a competitor and a half. People can see that. He does get frustrated. He's like any other kid. But you got to give the kid a shot. You got to give him a chance, and I think he's going to prove to us and prove to himself and prove to the people that he deserves to be where he is. And I think he showed that last night, and we got a lot of kids that are doing that, proving it. So it's a good feeling.
Oh, it was exciting watching Randy Garner really come on last night too.
Well, defensively, Randy Garner and Donnie Hunt, I think, may be the 2 best defensive ends around this part of the country. And Randy is a good Lord's blessed him. He really has. He's got a lot of ability, and Donnie's a great kid. Our linebackers, you can look at our linebackers and say, how in the world can they be playing where they're playing? But they're smart kids, they're aggressive kids, and they're intense kids. And what we've got them doing things they like to do, and that's blowing and going and hitting people. And our secondary does a good job covering. Brad McCall again played a great game for us last night with 2 interceptions, maybe 3. It's just the kids are coming through right now, so it's a good feeling.
Right. Garner and Hunt were really the only 2 players we had that matched up with Hook size-wise. How are we going to be looking at Pleasant Grove?
I think Pleasant Grove I think they're not real big from what our scouts are telling us. We have not even seen them on video yet. We'll do that here in a little while, but it's they're not going to be as big as Hooks last night when at the coin toss, when 72 and a couple of those other big guys walked out there for the coin toss, and we had Mikhail Justice and Chris Kidd, and I think Amu James walked out there, and Amu was the tallest one at 5'10", and they were having to look up at those big rascals, and they were tilting the side of the field. I said, gosh, dog. I said, I'm glad we're not lining up with those 3 right there, but Mikhail, just it's a good example of what I've said before, and God love those kids at Hooks. They're good kids, but you take a kid like Mikhail Justice that maybe he's 5'8", weighs 165 pounds, and extremely quick. He gave them fits all night long, and so did Everett Dickerson. Everett played tremendously defense, and quickness over size, that'll get you there.
We brought that up several times last night. We'd heard a quote about that.
That's right, and it works.
Everett brought it all together last night. Also, 93 yards. We really haven't seen that this year. Of course, there again, he's been playing the larger schools.
That's true. He's he struggled behind our offensive front, who's coming on now, but Everett's a hard-nosed kid. The thing that tickles me about Everett is that his attitude's been great this year. His work habits have been tremendous, and And I appreciate that from a young man, because last year we had some problems, and he knows that, and we won't harp on that. But the sign of a maturing person is when they're able to admit when they make those mistakes, and are able to say, hey, I'm not going to make those mistakes again, and I'm going to come back, coach, and I'm going to give you everything I've got. And Everett's done that, and he's had his share of adversity like we all have, but I admire a person when they do that, and he's done it for us.
He's done well. All right, Coach, we're excited going into this week. Lots of luck. Congratulations this past week.
We appreciate it, Steve. Thank you.
I'm Steve Rushing, along with head coach Ben Scharnberg of the Fighting Atlanta Rabbits. Thank you for tuning in. We hope to see you next week for another edition of AQC Hometown Television Atlanta High Coaches Show.
Are you being bugged? Then give Steve or Andy a call at Russian Pest Control, 796-7533. Complete Pest Control. Call Steve or Andy and they'll come rushing to your aid. That's Russian Pest Control. Call them at 796-7533. Russian Pest Control.